whatever company is providing you the cloud computing, that particular service or those particular services are offered by them, and they are simply, providing those services with minimum charges. Nothing is free actually, right? Why will a company like Amazon spends, let's say, 30,000 or 40,000 crore rupees and provide services for free? They're not providing services for free. Okay, there are certain things which are free, but overall, if you go and see, we need to pay money for whatever we use. Okay, you say here, you typically pay only for the cloud
Good
services
morning,
you use.
friends.
What services you are using and for how
And
much time you are using.
I would say
For
welcome
that only
back
we are paying here actually.
because remember we
Okay,
have one
and it
session
says
actually.
helping lower your
But you know, let's
operating
consider this
cost
as our
and
first
run the
session and let us
infrastructure,
try
blah
to
blah blah.
go
There are some more
from
things actually. So
scratch.
see here, this
Okay.
is what Microsoft
So
people
let us
says.
say
This
this
is
is our
clearly
first
why
official demo
you're
session. So
running your
whatever we have seen in the
infrastructure
previous session,
physically,
I'll
why
just
you
try
are
to
bringing
revise a
all the
bit so
devices
that
physically, why there is
no
a
one will
physical
miss anything
storage
in.
with you, why there is a physical,
Okay.
server
Fine.
with you.
So this is
Just
our
connect to
first
our
official
network.
demo session
Microsoft
on
says
the
just connect
Amazon
to
Web
our data
Services.
center. We'll provide you everything.
Okay.
Amazon says
And
the
as you
same
know,
thing.
this is a
Microsoft says the
package
same
that
thing.
includes
And if you go with
AWS
some
as
other
well as
cloud
your
provider like, let's say,
this server
Google or
administration, the
IBM
Linux
or
server
HP
administration, right?
or
But
Cisco,
at 6
DigitalOcean,
a.m., we will go with our
there are
Amazon
many
Web
cloud
Services
providers,
only, the
right?
cloud computing concept.
So all these cloud
Linux server
providers, they provide you
administration
the
will start at
same
some other time.
thing.
It
They
will
provide
start
you
hopefully soon.
the
But as
infrastructure
of now,
over
at
the
6 a.m., this
internet,
is your
and
Amazon
you
Web
can use the
Services.
infrastructure, you can
All
run your
right.
application, you can store
And
your
let
data.
us keep the
See,
session,
for example, if your
you know,
requirement today
more
is,
interactive.
let's
Interactive in the
say,
sessions,
230
whenever you have any
servers.
doubt, feel free to send your questions in chat box. There
How
is a
many
chat
servers? Your
box here. I'm
requirement
just
is
sending a message there. I just
230
say
servers.
hi there. So hopefully you can see this
Fine. You
message.
have
So
paid
whenever you
money
have
for
any doubt,
230 servers
send your
and you
question
got
in the
230
chat
servers
box
there in your company.
so that I can come
Great.
to your question
Now,
and
when
let
the
us keep this
requirement can
session more
increase and when the requirement can decrease,
interactive. Like I
no
said,
one
if
has
the
any
session is
idea actually.
interactive, it will be
It
very
depends on the
interesting and it can
business. If
go a
the
bit
business
more
is running
deep.
successfully, the number of servers should be
Done?
increased. If the business
Fine.
is not running successfully, then the number of servers should be
Now,
decreased.
before
Okay, I'll take a
we
very simple example.
continue with
Say
our
right now,
session,
the
before
time
we
is
start our session,
around
let me just have
6:05
some formal introduction here.
a.m.
This is
That's the Indian
Shakeel
time. Right now
Aman
it is
here,
6 a.m.
friends. I
Early
am
morning,
your
right?
instructor
Now,
for the
what you think
cloud
here, friends?
computing
How
as well
many
as for
people are
the
using, let's say,
Linux
Swiggy
administration class.
or
So I have
Zomato?
overall 14
These
plus
are the
years of
apps using
experience in
which we
this
can
IT
order our
industry.
food, right?
Okay,
So
let
how
me
many
just put
people
some basic
may be
things,
using
what I have done
Swiggy or
in my
Zomato
13, 14, 15 years of
as
career.
of now? Let's say in a
See,
city
14
like
years before when I
Hyderabad.
started my career,
As
I
of now,
started my
let us
career
imagine
as a
around, let's
Windows
say,
Server admin actually.
10,000 people are already connected to Swiggy and
Okay,
Zomato. They are
with
ordering
this
some
Windows
food there.
Server admin,
Early morning, right?
I was
This many
a
people. But
network
what about, let's say,
admin as well. There is
8:30
something called
a.m.?
CCNA, CCNP, CCI, all
Do
these
you think the
things.
number will still
So this
remain same
was
at
my
10,000? Of
initial
course, no, right? At
time
8:30
in this
a.m.,
IT
maybe
industry.
let us say
Okay. See, till today,
300,000 people
actually,
are
if
connected
you
to
want to
Swiggy
start
and
your
Zomato
career
and they
in
are
this
ordering
IT
some food
industry,
there.
there
They are
is
placing
no
their order
better
there.
way than
Now
learning
see the
the
difference
server
here, my friend.
administration part and the network administration part.
Right now, let's
I
say
guess most
10,000
of you are
people are
planning for
connected to
cloud
Swiggy, but
computing,
within 2 hours,
DevOps,
the number
cyber
will go up to
security,
from
ethical
10,000 to,
hacking, and
let's say,
all the other things, right? So if you are
300,000.
planning for any of the
So
things what I
if
have said here,
10,000 people are
see, the
connected, then
best way to start your
maybe
career is to
20
learn
servers
about
are
the
enough.
operating system.
But what if
That is a Linux server
300,000
operating
people are
system,
connected? Do you
and
really
learn
think
about
20
the
servers can
networking part.
manage that much
Networking
traffic
is the
here?
backbone
No.
of any
Maybe now
technology,
you
my
need,
friend,
let's say,
especially when you talk
175
about
servers.
cloud computing or
So who is
DevOps or
increasing
let's
the
say cyber
servers from
security.
20 to
Networking is the
175 within
backbone.
2 hours?
Okay, so this
Obviously,
is
there is
what I did
administrator
14
in
years before,
Swiggy.
and
That
this is
person
what you should
responsibility
do
is to
today,
increase the
and
server.
this is what someone should
But
do
is
maybe
it
in
really possible
2040
to
as well.
increase the servers
Let's say
physically?
after like 14, 15
Is it
years
really
again,
possible to
this is
decrease the
still
servers
the
physically?
most important
No,
part
right?
of our
That's
journey,
possible,
server
but it's very
administration and
difficult
the
actually.
networking part.
So
Okay.
what we do here is
Now
Swiggy,
with
Zomato,
this,
or
I
any
did
application that you
my
use currently, these applications are running in cloud. And in
virtualization. I
cloud,
have
there is a
experience on
concept
this
called
virtualization.
auto scaling.
I have experience on
Auto
security,
scaling. You know what
and for
auto scaling will
past
do?
many years,
Auto scaling will see the traffic that is coming
I'm on
towards a
cloud
particular
computing, especially on
application,
Amazon Web
and
Service,
auto
Amazon
scaling
Cloud. Okay.
responsibility is to
So
increase
virtualization
or
is
decrease
again
the
a very major
traffic.
part of our cloud computing.
Sorry, auto
So we are
scaling
not
will see
learning
the traffic, and
virtualization for
auto
like
scaling
one
will
month or 45
increase or
days or
decrease
50
the
days,
number of
something like this,
servers
but we are
according
learning
to the traffic
virtualization.
actually.
At
So
least
if
for a
there are
couple of days, we have to
10,000 people
understand
connected, auto
virtualization
scaling will
concept.
make sure like, okay,
Virtualization was
20
the
servers are more
technology.
than enough
Because
to
of this
manage this
virtualization
particular
technology,
traffic.
cloud
But But by the time time
came into
by the
existence.
time it is
Okay,
8:30,
virtualization is the
the traffic
technology. I
has
should
been
not say was.
increased. So what
Virtualization is
autoscaling
still
will
the
do?
technology.
Autoscaling will say like,
Okay,
okay, now
because of
I
this
need more
virtualization
servers. So one by
technology,
one, one
the
by one, it will
concept
keep
of
on
cloud
adding
computing is.
servers
So we'll just
so
try to
that the
understand
traffic
everything,
is maintained
virtualization,
properly
security, and
and the
everything.
application
But
is
this
up
is my,
every time.
experience. I have experience on
Such a
different domains
simple
actually,
mechanism, right?
and all
So
these
this
domains will
auto-scaling
come
concept
back
is one
in
of the
cloud
most
computing.
important concept we
When
have
I
in cloud.
started learning
So it will simply increase the number of servers
networking
from
or server
20 to 30,
administration
30 to
like
50, 50
Windows
to
or
let's say
Linux
whatever
server
number you have
administration way back
configured
in
there. And
2007
let's
and
say if the
2008,
traffic is
I
decreasing,
never thought
again
like,
the number
there
of
will be a
servers will be
technology called
decreased.
cloud
So
computing.
this is
I
the
came to know
reason
about
we
cloud
say
computing
we
in the year
pay only for
2011,
the
12
resources we
actually.
use.
But 2007, 8,
Unnecessary, we are not
I
running
had
the
no idea
servers.
about cloud
Unnecessary, we are
computing.
not using the
Okay,
resources.
I
It is
started
something like
learning
your
about cloud
electricity bill,
computing in
right?
the year
How much will you get every
2015
month?
and
Will it
16.
be same? At least in a
So
country
when I
like India,
started
it will not
learning
be
about
same, right?
cloud
I'm not
computing in
sure about
15
the
and
other
16, I
countries, but
realized cloud
normal
computing is a
electricity bill
concept
is what?
where
How much you are
the
using, how
servers
much
are there, the
electricity you
networking
are
is there,
consuming, that much
virtualization
bill
is
will
there,
come,
security is there. So out
isn't
of
it? So
all
the
these
same logic
domains
applies
where I
for
have,
cloud. How much
experience, the
resources you are using,
most
that
easiest
much
thing I felt
we need
was
to
in
pay.
cloud computing, my friend.
Okay, so
The
as a
reason
cloud
was whatever I
administrator,
was
we need to
learning in
make
cloud
sure
computing, I have
auto
already covered
scaling
before.
is configured
So
perfectly.
learning wise,
Auto
it was very
scaling is a
easy for
service
me,
that is
and
available
hopefully
there, but
presenting
is it
wise,
configured?
also hopefully it
No,
will be very easy for me, and
it is
hopefully
not
it will be
configured
easy for you to
automatically.
understand
We need to
actually.
configure the service.
Okay,
Virtual
so
servers are
yeah,
available, but
this is
are
my
they
journey,
available by
friends. This
default?
is my
No, we
journey
have to
for
take the
last 14,
virtual
15
servers.
years.
Storage is available,
So, like I
but
said, you
is
hopefully
it
it will be very
available
interesting
automatically? No, we have to take
for
the
me to
storage.
present this subject, and
Every
hopefully
company
it will be easy
requirement
for
can
you
be
to
different.
crack this subject.
Maybe in
But
your
like I said to
company you
friends,
need, let's say,
try to
10 TB
keep the
storage.
sessions more
Maybe in my
interactive.
company, let's say
Just
I
try
need
to
only
send your
30
questions in
GB
chat box
storage.
whenever you have
Maybe
any
in some
doubt.
other
And
company
at the
they
end
need
of the
maybe, let's
session,
say,
if you want to talk
300
to me
TB
directly,
storage.
that's a
It
different
depends on
thing.
their
We can
company's
interact
business and how much
at the
storage
end
they
of the
need, how
session
much data
directly.
they are
But
storing.
in middle of the session,
So maybe every
try to
company,
use the
let's say
chat
10
box,
GB
because
company,
every
10 TB
session we are
company, and 300 TB
recording here,
company.
friends.
The
Right now the
administrator is the
recording
cloud
has started
administrator.
actually,
At the end of the day,
and we
the
will share this
administrator is
recordings
the
once we
cloud
finish our
administrator only.
session.
But you know,
Every day we will
how
share the
much
recordings
resources
actually.
we are taking, that
Next
will be
2 3
different.
classes recordings should be available only on the
Clear?
YouTube. Okay.
Okay, so
After
let
those
me
two
just
three
go with one or
classes,
two more
once we
points here from different
the
companies. Since
registration
Citrix
process,
is again a
everything is done,
very
we will
big
share the
company
recordings
actually
directly
that
through a
provides you the
Google
cloud
Drive with the
computing.
registered
Citrix
people
is
only.
very
But for next
closely
couple of days,
related
the
to
recordings are
AWS. How they are
available on
related,
YouTube.
we will see
Okay.
this in coming
So
classes. But
all the
as of now,
sessions will be recorded here,
Citrix
friends.
provides you
So
the
let us
cloud
keep the
computing.
sessions more neat and
Okay,
clean so that when you revise the sessions
or it
again
says
some
here,
other time, it will be easy for
Citrix
you to
people, this
understand
is
everything from this particular session.
use
And in
remote
case if you miss
servers
any
to
class,
store
like I
and
said, the
access
recording is
data
available.
instead of
We can just go through
relying
the
on the
recordings before
local
you come
hard
to the
drive
next
and
class.
private data
Just a
centers.
simple, friendly suggestion here, friends.
Right?
Whenever you are
I have
learning any
just taken all
IT
these
course,
definitions from their official
better
documents
not to
actually.
miss any class
Okay,
actually,
so this
because
is use
these
the
courses are
remote
something like a
servers to
chain.
store and access
Second
data
class is connected to third class,
instead of
14th
relying
class
on
is
the
connected to
local
15th
hard
class,
drive and the private
19th
data
class is
centers.
connected to
So if you
20th
go and
class. So
see the
like this, all
history,
the
let's say
classes are connected with each
1970s
other.
and
So better
1980s,
not to miss
this
any
was the
class,
time
but
when
still,
computers were
due to some emergency, if
majorly
you miss
in
any
use
class,
actually.
you will get
1980s
recording
was
within
a
couple of
time when
hours.
a
So you can
operating
just go
system
to
like
the
Unix
recordings and you
came
can again be
and
ready for the
Solaris came
next
and
class.
HP UX and all the other operating
Done.
system came. So companies
So this
started
is
using
some basic,
technology from 1980s.
introduction and some
But from
protocols that you
late
need to follow here.
1980s and especially early
Now
1990s,
let
the
us
internet
go
was
through the
a very
concept
big,
of cloud
success.
computing. As you know,
Early
this is one
1990s, especially
technology
people
which is
started
obviously
connecting
in
to
more
internet.
demand for
So
last,
once the
at
internet
least for
becomes
last 5 6 years,
successful,
especially this is
many
in more
people
demand.
started
Actually, the
using the
concept of cloud computing
computer
officially
networks to run
started
their
in the year
business. Okay.
2006.
So from 1990s
But
only,
before
my friend, this
2006 also, if
problem
you go
was
and
there.
see the
What was the
history, the
problem? You
traces of
need
cloud computing
100
you can see from
servers
many
to run your
decades actually.
business. So we need to bring all the 100
Okay, the
physical
technology is
servers.
not
So
so
this is
new.
a problem, my
Okay,
friend.
but still,
Bringing 100 servers
especially
is
from
indeed a problem. The
2018
reason is
19,
bringing
the
100
demand
servers
of
means
cloud
we are paying
computing
money
was
for this
huge.
100 physical
And you know what
servers.
happens it's in 2020
Day one, we need
actually.
to pay money. We need to bring all these 100 servers.
2020,
Before our
2021,
business
actually,
has
it was
even
the COVID
started,
time,
pay the
right?
money and
So
bring the servers.
things were not so
That
good,
was
but
a big
overall,
problem.
the
So the
demand of
problem
cloud
continued in
computing started in
1990s and early
2018, 19, and
2000. The
especially
problem
last
was
three, four
still there.
years,
Okay.
the
So
demand
in the
is
year
at its peak.
2006,
And for many, many years to come, the demand will still
Amazon
remain
people
at its
introduced the
peak.
concept of public cloud,
Okay,
and they
so
said,
there are
listen,
many
we
requirements
have
available, and there are
infrastructure
not so many
available with
people who
us.
can
If
work
you want
on
to
cloud
use our
computing.
infrastructure,
Let's say
we
right
can
now,
use
this
our
is the current
infrastructure via
situation
internet,
about
connect to
this
our data
particular cloud
centers, and
computing
use the
concept, my friend.
infrastructure. We'll provide
Okay.
security for your infrastructure. We are
Now,
not,
let us see
going to
what is
take
cloud
anything from
computing,
your
why it is in
data or
so
your applications and all
much
those
in
things. We'll
demand. Okay,
provide
let
you
me just
whatever
write
you
one more
need,
point here.
and you just use
See,
the infrastructure and pay money monthly or
if you are
quarterly or
planning to
whatever. You just need to
go
pay
with
money for
any
it.
other technology, let us
So
say
AWS is the
uh,
company that started providing cloud services first, the public
DevOps
cloud services,
or cyber
and
security.
the logic or
Let's say
the
if someone is
idea
a
of the cloud
programmer here
computing
who is
was
working on
so,
Java or
successful
Python or .NET for
that,
last
many
8,
other
7, 10
companies
years,
started following this particular business,
for
like
them also the
Microsoft,
cloud computing
Google.
concept is
Hmm?
nearly
Company like
mandatory.
Google
In
actually
every
was
demo,
using
in every
Amazon
batch, I'll
Cloud till
see at least one or
recently.
two people who say
Okay,
like,
last
okay, we
five,
are
six
working
years
on
actually,
this
many companies have
Java,
started
we are in
providing
this Java
cloud
programming
from
for
many
last,
different locations,
10
but
years. We are
the
Python
main
developers for
company
so and so
across the
years.
globe that
Now we want
provides
to learn
cloud
cloud
computing
computing.
is
Why
actually
these
your
people wants to learn cloud
Amazon
computing?
only,
The
Amazon Web
reason is
Services only.
their company is asking
Okay.
them to learn the
Till
cloud
today,
computing.
Amazon
Their
Web
company is
Services is
asking
the
them to
number one
add this
cloud
cloud
provider. If you
computing
just go and see
concept.
the survey, I'll show you the survey
The
hopefully
reason
in
is
next couple of days.
if you're
So
a
if you go and
Java
see the
programmer,
survey till today,
you're working on a
Amazon is
server,
at
you
number
need a
one
server
place.
actually, right? To
Okay,
test your
fine. So this is what
codes
it
and
is, my
test
friend.
your
And if you're good
programs and
in these
test whatever
things,
you are
in
designing them.
cloud computing, there are
So from
different
where you can
modules
take a
actually.
server?
So if you are good in
Now,
this
this is
servers
the one
module,
question
storage
that we need to
module,
address
and
today.
networking
From
module, you'll
where
be
we can
great in
take
this
a
cloud computing
server?
concept.
Now, listen
With this,
carefully,
you
my
should know
friend.
something about
We can
database and
take
something
server
like,
in
about
two
your
ways.
applications. So if you're good in
One
all
is
these
we
things,
can
you'll
either
be
go with
definitely
a
great in all the other services
physical
that is
server
provided
or
by
we can go with
cloud.
a virtual server.
Fine.
See, we need
Now,
a
let
server
us
for sure.
see the
As a Java
global
programmer, you need a
infrastructure
server.
of Amazon.
If you want to run
How
some
exactly the
application, you
Amazon
need a
people are
server.
providing
You
the
want to store some data,
cloud
you need
services,
certain
from where they are
storage, you need
providing the
certain
cloud
server.
services.
So
See,
whatever
as a
activities we do
user,
over a
what should I
computer
do
network,
here?
as a
As a
programmer
user,
or
I
as a
just need to take
multimedia person or as an accounts
I just
person
need to
or
have
as a
the
sales
internet
person, whatever
connection.
the
And by using this
department he
internet
belongs
connection, what
to,
I can do?
we
By
need
using
a
this internet
server
connection, I
actually
can connect
to
to my AWS cloud.
run that particular application or
You
to do
should
that
have a
particular
AWS
activity.
account actually.
So the main
Let me show
concept
you how
is
to
about
log in into the AWS account, how to
server.
create an account. Again, that's a different
So
class.
from where we can take a
But let me
server,
show you
friends,
how
like
to
I said you,
log in
we can take
first.
a server as a physical server or we can take a server as a virtual server. Okay. Now what is a server here? Server is
I already have an
like a
account here,
computer,
so I have to
okay,
log
that
in by
has its
using a
own
username
operating
and a
system
password.
and that
And
provides
then it will
services
ask
to
you to
the
enter one more extra
users or
code here that
clients
is called
over the
MFA
network.
code,
This is the
multi-factor
simple
authentication code
definition
here,
of a
friends.
server, man.
In this
So what is a
multi-factor
server?
authentication code,
Server
one
is like
six-digit
a
number will come on
computer.
your mobile phone.
Now there is no need for me to
So
show
right
you
now
how
the number is
computers look,
this.
right? But let me just show you how the servers will look actually. This is
How to
actually a
configure MFA
server.
is one of the concepts that we need to see again.
See here, friends, can you see the company here? The company name is IBM.
So done, I have
You know
successfully
this
logged
company very
in.
well, right?
This
IBM.
is the way we log in
See,
into our
your company name can be
AWS
IBM.
account.
Your company
Hmm?
name can
So
be
see here, there are
Dell,
different regions available, friends.
HP,
If you go with US,
Toshiba,
there is Northern Virginia,
Lenovo.
Ohio.
You know, whatever
There are
companies
certain
I'm
places
naming
from
here,
where
all these
AWS is
companies,
providing these services. If you go to
laptops,
Asia
maybe you have
Pacific,
already
Hyderabad,
seen or
Mumbai,
maybe
that
you
is
have
in
at
India.
least used some of the
Beside this, you
companies'
can see
laptops,
Singapore,
IBM
Sydney,
laptop,
Tokyo.
HP laptop,
In
Dell
Europe, you can
laptop.
see some
The
places.
companies that
South America, some
manufactures your
places. And there are more
laptops, the
regions
same
available. There are,
companies will manufacture your
14 more
servers.
regions available.
Actually, these
So
companies
these are the
first they started
places from
manufacturing
where
servers from let's
AWS
say
people are providing
1970s
these
and
services.
1980s.
So when you
Laptops
see
came
a
maybe let's say
place like, let's say,
1990s, right?
Ireland here,
So these
that
companies
means
are the
this is
same
a
companies that
geographical
manufacture
location
your
from where
laptops as well as your
AWS
servers.
people are providing
So
the
these
cloud
servers are
services.
actually
That
very
means they have
special
the data
devices, my friend.
centers available
They are
in this
like
particular place.
computers
If I
only,
say
but you
Sydney,
know they
I
are
have just
much more
connected to the Sydney
faster in
data center
speed.
now.
They have more
So
storage
if I run a
capacity
server here or
and they
if I
have
store
their own
some data
special
here,
operating
the
system
data
that
will
is
be
called
stored where? It
server
will be
operating
stored in
system.
the
And like you know, in this package, we
Sydney
are learning
data
about server
center.
operating system
I'm
also,
located
right?
right now in
Especially
Hyderabad,
the Linux
but I've
server
just
operating
connected to
system.
Sydney.
So
Why
these
I've
are
connected
those
to Sydney?
machines
Why not to
actually, my
Hyderabad?
friend, which
Maybe the reason
makes
is maybe my
the
company is somewhere in
internet
Sydney.
works,
I have just
which
connected to the
makes
Sydney data
every
center.
company on the
So
face
this
of the
is
earth
actually known
works.
as
These are the devices which
AWS
makes
Global
every
Infrastructure. So
application
just go
works.
to Google
These are the
and
devices
click on
which
the first
allows
link here,
every
friends. It will
single
take you to the
bit or
AWS
byte of data
Global
to be stored over the
Infrastructure here. So let us try to
These
understand
are the
what exactly
backbone
is this
of our
global
technology,
infrastructure,
my friend.
how
As
AWS
of
people
now,
are
we are able
providing
to
the
connect
global
to this particular
infrastructure
session through
from
a
across the,
Zoom meeting.
countries and
The reason
continents,
is
and how
there
we
are
can
many
use them, how
servers
we can
running
select
across
a
the globe,
region for us.
which are helping us
Okay, so
actually in
AWS global infrastructure is majorly
organizing
divided
this
into
particular
something called
session. If
regions
there are no
and something
servers, my
called
friend, there is
availability
literally
zones.
no internet.
Okay,
If there
So
are
see,
no
our friends,
servers,
this
we
is your
cannot pay
global
money through
infrastructure.
Google Pay or Phone Pay. If there are no servers, we cannot send a message on WhatsApp. If there are no
You know
servers,
the
there is
map,
no
right?
Facebook
Wherever
or
you see the
Instagram.
green color
If there
dot,
are
that
no
means the
servers, we cannot do
region
the
is
online
already
shopping.
established.
If there are no
We
servers, there
call
is
it
no
as a
YouTube. There
region.
is
Region
nothing
means
over the
a
internet, my
city
friend.
or a
So servers
country
are
or a
literally the
place
backbone
name
of our
from where
computer network.
AWS is
Okay.
providing this
Now the question
resources actually.
again is how
Okay, so this
and
is your
from where we
AWS
can
global
take these servers.
infrastructure. If you come to
If
India,
you
can you
can,
see here?
understand this simple question,
Just
my
place your
friend, things
cursor
will be
here. It
more
shows
easier
your
for us to
Mumbai
understand in
and it
cloud
says from
computing. Okay.
2016.
So let us
So
simply focus
AWS
on this
people have
question first
launched this
in today's
region in
session,
India,
and
in
let's see what
Mumbai
we can do
city
in
or
coming
around this
sessions.
Mumbai city in the year
Fine. So
2016.
server,
And the
like I
other
said,
place here
friends,
is Mumbai,
server can
which
be
is running from 2022.
physical server
2 years before, November 2022 was the year
or a
when
server can
AWS
be
people have launched this particular region. Now just imagine a
virtual
country
server.
like India, my friend. AWS people, a
Physical
company like
server
Amazon
or
Web
it can
Services,
be
they
a
started providing cloud
virtual server.
services in
Now, if you have to take a
2016.
physical server, the first thing you have to take
First
here is a
region came in
server
Mumbai in 2016, and the
hardware.
second region came in Hyderabad in
And this
2022.
server hardware
They
will have
started
its
they
own
started operating
operating
from the year
system.
2022.
Okay.
India is
In
considered as a
server
IT
hardware,
hub,
what we
right?
have in
Literally every MNC is
hardware, we
available in
have,
India. I am from Hyderabad
CPU,
city, so in Hyderabad city, it is one of
RAM,
the IT hub in India. Literally, you see all the big MNCs available
storage,
there. So
NIC card.
2022
Majorly
was the
these
year when
components will be
AWS
there in
started
our
providing
server hardware.
services. So
CPU,
all
RAM, storage,
services
and
from Hyderabad actually.
NIC card.
So although the
Okay.
services they
Like,
started
if you
in
go and analyze or if you go
2006,
and see
but
your
it took around 10 to 12 years
laptop
for
or a
cloud
desktop, you see
computing
similar components there.
concept or
What
cloud
components you
computing
see there?
technology
There
to
is a CPU
get
there.
more
Normally we
momentum
call it
maybe
as
or
i5
to
processor,
the other
i6,
companies to
i7
accept the cloud
processor,
computing.
I,
Because
i3
initially
processor,
companies
something
thought
like
like,
this.
okay,
What is RAM? The
why we should
temporary
run our
storage,
application in some
where
other
it can be
company's
like say
server?
16 GB
Why we
RAM,
should
8
keep
GB
our
RAM,
data
something
in
like
some other
this.
company's server?
Storage
Will
is
it
your
be
hard
safe?
disk, and NIC card
Will there
is
be
your
any
component
security there?
using which you are connecting
That
to
was
the
the
internet.
initial, so this is what we
Issue
need
in a server.
regarding
So
this
this
cloud
is what
computing. And the
we
other
have
thing was the
literally
internet
in
connectivity
every
was
server
not
across
so
the globe.
properly there
And the
across the
same
globe.
components are available
Okay,
in our
so there were
laptop and
some
desktop
issues.
as well,
That's the reason it took nearly 10,
right?
12 years
But
for
like I said to
cloud
my
computing
friend,
people
in a
to
laptop,
like,
if you are having 8 GB of RAM, that's more
spread
than enough.
across the
But
globe
in a
and
server, it
accepted
can
by
be
all the other companies, small,
1024
medium,
GB of
large
RAM.
companies, any
In a
business. It
laptop,
took
if there
some
is
time for
2
them to
TB of
accept.
storage,
Cloud
that's more than
computing
enough.
concept is
But in
something
a
like a
server, there
banking
can be
concept.
20,
So, for
or
example,
let's say
imagine if you have,
2000 or
let's say,
20,000
$1
TB of
million with you.
storage.
There are
So
two
see,
options for you, right? You can
capacity is
keep your
more
money
here,
in
right?
bank or you can keep your
Speed
money
will
in
be
your
more
home.
as well as capacity will be
We
more.
can provide
How many
security in our home
processors you
also,
see
right?
in a laptop?
But can we provide
Only
the
one
same
processor.
security what a bank can
i3,
provide?
i5, i7, there
Probably
is
no,
only
right?
one processor.
So if you have a
But how many
data, you can keep
processors
your
will be
data
there in
within your
a
company or you
server?
can keep data
It
in
can be
cloud.
2, it can be 4, or it can be
Keeping
more
data
than
in your
4.
company is like keeping money in your
Okay,
home,
this is the way it
and
works
keeping
actually.
data in
And coming to the
cloud is
operating
something
system here,
like
my
keeping
friend, the
money
operating
in
system will
bank.
be
So always the
either
bank can
Windows
provide
operating
better
system
security
or it
compared to
can
the
be the Linux
local
operating system.
security.
It will be
Same
any one
logic
of
goes
this
with your
operating
data
system,
also, my friend.
Windows or
I can keep my data in my
Linux. So that is
local
your
server
physical
within my
server, my
company.
friend.
The
Okay,
server can be
like
there in
right
front
now
of
we
you
are
on your
using this
desk.
Zoom
That is
meeting to
possible.
connect to this
But
session
if you
here.
keep your
Right now
data
there
in
is a
a
server to
cloud
which we are
storage,
connected,
there
and
is better
most probably the
security there, my
server
friend.
is having the
I repeat,
Linux
there is
operating
better
system there,
security,
and on
and
top of the server
there are
the
many
application
other
is running. Which
advantages we
application
have.
is running?
Like, just now
The
we have
Zoom
seen
meeting
one,
application is running.
scenario, right?
Done
You need 20
now.
servers now, but 20 servers can be increased or
How many
decreased. There
servers
is a
we need
concept
to
of
run a
scalability where the
company?
number of servers can go
So
up
there is no
and the number of
exact
servers can
answer
come
here,
down.
but
It depends on
it
your
depends on
requirement,
the size of the company.
right? So that is the
Maybe in
advantage we
one
have.
company, let's say
So in
20
India, these are
servers
the
are
two
enough. That's a
places. And
very
if you
small
just keep your
company.
cursor on different
Maybe in a
places, see
company, let's say
UAE,
200
it was
servers are
launched in
needed.
the year
Maybe in a
2022.
company, let's say
Melbourne,
2000
it was
servers are
launched
needed.
in the year 2023.
There is
Hmm.
no
Cape
fixed
Town,
number here, my friend.
2020.
How many servers you need?
If I go
It
with
depends
this
on your
place, Northern
business,
Virginia, can you see here, launched in the
right?
year
It simply depends on
2006.
your
This
business
is
actually.
your Amazon Web
Okay.
Services
Now, if you
first
want to take 20
region.
servers, 200 servers, or
This is the
2000
place
servers,
from
what you
where
should do? You
AWS
should
people
simply go
started
and
providing
bring these
cloud
servers
services. This is
physically.
your
Like, for
first
example,
example, if I
region,
go
my friend.
to
A Northern Virginia is something like a headquarters
any
for them.
website in a way,
Okay.
for example,
Later on, they
let's
have
say
expanded to different places. The
I
initial
want to just
regions
buy
where
some
one of the
physical
region
servers.
is in Tokyo actually. Where
So
is
I can
Tokyo?
just go and say IBM servers.
Singapore is also quite,
Say it
old.
is showing me
Singapore
the
is
IBM
launched
link
in
here,
year
and you can see there are
2010.
different models
And if you
available
go
here.
with
So I can just go there and take any of the servers there. So these are the servers
Malaysia,
which are
it
available
was
there.
launched in the year
So if I go
2024.
to this
Hmm. This
IBM.com,
is New Zealand. It is still coming soon. So when you see
show
this
me
red
all
color
the different
dot here,
types of
that means
servers, their
the
models,
region
the
is still in
configuration and
progress. See, they
everything.
need to bring the
So I can just go
infrastructure,
through
right?
the
They need to
different
make a
servers
complete
available there.
setup.
Hopefully,
So it may
very
take
soon you will
2
get the
years or 3
experience about
years
different
for them
servers.
to build the
But
complete
anyway, you
setup.
can just go through
For
the
the
servers
Hyderabad data
models. You
center,
can simply
I
go through the
remember before
configuration
the
of the
COVID
servers.
came actually,
And if you
I
feel like,
think
okay,
early
this server can
2020 or
fulfill the
late
requirement,
2019,
you
they
can simply
launched
go
this
there and buy
particular
the server.
Hyderabad region. So let's say January 2020, they launched the region,
Okay,
and
so these
it
are the
took
servers
nearly
available here,
3 years
friends.
for them, or
Let me
let's say
show you a few
approximately
things here
30 to
actually.
32 months for them to make this region ready to provide services. So November
So you can
2022,
just go to the
they started
specification of the
operating this
servers. You
particular
can see
region.
what configuration is there in this machine, and like this, you can simply go there and
Okay.
take
So like
this
this, you can
machine.
see all the different places
But you
here.
know what I'm
Now
trying
the
to show you
question here
here
is,
is, if you want to
there are
take
different
one
regions
physical
available.
server, that
As
one
of now,
physical
there are
server can
totally
cost you,
36 regions available
let's
across the
say,
globe.
on average,
These are
let's say
32,
four
36
thousand
Amazon
dollars.
regions. Only Amazon
Four
company
thousand
regions,
dollars will
Amazon
be
Web
how much?
Services
Around
regions.
three
Okay.
point five
So out
lakh
of this
Indian rupees.
36 region,
See,
which
normally we are getting
region
a
we
good
have to select?
configuration laptop in
On
1 lakh
what
rupee,
basis
right?
we can
So if you
decide
want to
like
go
what
with
region we
a,
have to select for our company?
okay
There are
configuration. I'm
certain
not saying like
points we
good
need to understand
configuration server
carefully,
will come
friends.
in
And since
4,000.
selecting a
I'm saying
region
like,
is a
a
very
configuration
important that we
part
can
of our
use
cloud
actually.
administration. So that will be
Because once
around
you select a
$4,000.
region, the region will remain
Now,
same
in
every
case
time.
if your
The
requirement is,
servers will
let's
be
say,
running at
200
that
servers,
particular
200
location and
multiplied
data will
by
be stored there. Can I change
4,000
my
would be how
region
much?
from one region
8
to let's say
lakh
the other region?
dollars. 8
That is
lakh dollars
possible.
multiplied
Migration
by
is always
Indian
possible, but
currency will be how
migration is
much?
always a bit
Now see
risky
here, my
task.
friend.
It will take a lot of planning. Okay,
You
it should
need
it will
200
take a lot of
servers, and by the
configurations
way,
and all
this
those things.
200 server
So
setup is
before
not a
you
big
even,
setup. It's
launch
not
your
even a
first
medium level
server,
setup.
the first thing we
In a
have to do
medium
here
level
is we have to
company,
select
probably
our
you will
region.
get around
So the question again
500,
is, on
700
what
servers there.
basis we can
So
decide
here we are
our
taking only
region?
200 servers.
Okay,
But how
so
much
let us
money
try
you
to
are spending
understand
here,
this.
my
So
friend?
as of now,
You are spending
how many
around
regions are working now?
9 crore,
36
8
regions are
crore, 7
working.
crore
Hmm?
Indian
And see,
rupees. This is only for your hardware.
36
And coming to
geographical
the operating
regions are
system,
available,
you have to again spend
and
money for the operating
four
system for the
more
license.
regions
So
will be coming
overall,
soon.
you will be spending around, let's say,
So here this
9 to
is
10
four more AWS regions in
CR
New Zealand,
to bring how
Saudi
many
Arabia,
servers?
Taiwan,
200
and
servers.
somewhere in Europe will be
Now,
available
see,
soon.
like I
Maybe
said,
by
the
the end
company
of
is a
this year,
small company.
or maybe maximum
10
next year,
crore
these four
rupees, 9
regions
crore
will be available.
rupees, 8 crore
So
rupees
36
is
plus 4
obviously
will be
some
how
money,
much?
right?
36 plus
Is it
4 will be
easy for,
like
let's say,
totally
every
40
company to
regions will be
spend that much
available
money just to bring
maximum,
200
let's say
servers?
by the end of
See, the
this
business has not even
2025.
started, my friend.
Now the question here
Remember, the
is,
company
Amazon Web
business
Services
has
people,
not even
will they
started. We are
stop
still
at
in the
40
early stage of
regions?
our company. We are simply
No.
trying to launch some business,
So the
trying to launch some
requirement is
application.
so much here, my friend.
Okay,
You know, they
so
will not
before
stop
if
at
the
40
business
regions.
has even
You know, you
started,
should
we
not be
have
already
spent
spent
around
actually.
8
If you
crore, 9
see,
crore Indian
they
rupees.
launch one
And
more
beside
region
these
somewhere
servers
in,
and the
let's say,
server
India
operating
again.
system, you know what we have to do? We
Let's say
just have to
Noida.
spend money
You
on
know,
some
Noida,
other
Delhi, this is
components
again a
also.
place where
Like,
there is quite big
see,
IT demand, right?
this is a
There are many
server,
companies there.
great,
Or
but we
maybe
need
let us
many
say
switches
Bangalore.
there, we need many
So they
routers
can
there, we
simply
need many
launch one more
firewalls
region within
actually,
India.
so that
That's a
our
possibility.
business can run
More the
perfectly
demand, more
and
the
our
supply.
network can run perfectly.
Supply is always
We
based on
need all
demand,
these
right? So
devices.
right now,
You
let's
know
say
how these
40
devices
regions are
looks actually.
available,
These are
but
the
AWS people will
devices.
not
These are
stop
all
at
the
40.
physical devices.
Okay,
So we
let us
just need
say
to bring all
by
these
the
physical
year
devices as well.
2030
Okay,
comes,
so
let's say after
we
5
are
years,
spending, let's
if
say
you
our
see
company is
totally
spending
65
crores and crores
to
of
70
rupees
AWS region,
before
it's
the
not a big deal
business has
anyway.
even started.
That many regions can be there from
Your
AWS
application
people.
has not been
Only from
launched.
Amazon
Your
people.
company has not
Whatever
been
regions you
started.
see, these are the regions
Users
that
have not
belongs to
been
Amazon
connected.
Web
Users
Services
have not
only.
started
These
working
regions are
actually,
not
like
for,
finance people, sales people,
Microsoft or
programmers,
Google,
HR
IBM,
department. They have not
Citrix,
yet started working,
and
my friend.
DigitalOcean,
Not even the
Cisco.
first day of our company. We have
Okay, all
already
these are
spent 10 crore
different
rupees.
cloud providers.
And
They
it's a
have
very
different
small
regions
business.
in
It's a very
different
small
locations.
company.
We'll see Google as well as
This is
Microsoft
the
regions,
problem
but let us go with
companies
the
were facing
AWS
for
first.
last many
So,
decades.
like I said,
Let's
you
go
by
in
the time we
1990s.
enter
So
in
let's come from
2030, the number of
1990s
regions
because
can go up to
1990s was a
65
time
to 70.
when the
See,
internet
one
was
region
started
can
peaking
cost
its,
them
momentum.
40,000,
Internet was
30,000,
started,
50,000
becoming more famous
crore more
Indian
popular,
rupees, right?
so from
That's a huge
1999 till
amount, my
today,
friend.
let's say
That's quite,
2025, this is
heavy
one of
thing,
the
heavy number,
most
right?
common problem every company
30,000
face.
crore
And the
Indian
problem is
rupees
to
to
bring all
establish
these
one
devices.
region.
See, to run any business over
Hyderabad
the
region
internet,
cost
we need to
is
bring all these devices for sure. So to bring all
approximately
these devices, we need to spend,
36,000
the
crore
company need to spend
rupees.
some crores and crores of
That
rupees.
much money Amazon people
Okay.
are spending on
Now,
Hyderabad region.
is there any solution?
Okay.
Like,
But again,
instead
the
of
question
spending
remains
crores
same.
and crores of
How we
rupees,
can select
can I
our
just,
region?
start my business
See,
without spending that much money? The first thing what we need to do
Yeah,
here is
that is possible,
we
my
just need to
friend.
go there and
That is
connect to
possible
this
because
global
there is a
infrastructure.
concept
So to
called
connect to this
cloud
global
computing,
infrastructure,
and in
we
this
just need
cloud
to go to
computing,
my
we can take a
browser
server like
and say
a virtual
AWS.
server.
What we can do, we can take a
Global
virtual server.
infrastructure.
We
Okay,
just
let
need to
me do
go and
one
say
thing.
AWS dot.
Before I
This
say
is not
anything about virtual
Amazon.com,
server,
friend. Let me
Amazon.com is
show
an
you
e-commerce
practically
website.
how I can take
This
a
is
virtual server.
aws.amazon.com.
See,
That's the
what I'm doing
difference.
here
If you
is
go to
I'll just try
amazon.com,
to
probably you can
connect
do
to
some,
my AWS
shopping there.
account.
You can
Amazon
buy
Web
something there.
Services account.
That's not amazon.com. This
This
is
is my official,
aws.amazon.com.
account.
Okay.
Hopefully, in
So once
coming
you connect to
classes,
the
I'll show
global
you how to
infrastructure,
create a
the
AWS
first thing
account
we
for
need to do here
yourself,
is we
so that you
just need
can
to
do all
select our
practice there.
region.
To do all the practicals, you need to have one account there.
So I'm selecting a region here.
Done. I have
But what region
successfully
I'm
logged
selecting
in
here?
into my
Let us
AWS
say I'm
account here,
selecting a
friends.
region as,
And here you can see it looks something like this. Okay. So
I'll go with Ohio.
Ohio is one of the
Instead of
region in
spending
USA.
crores and crores of
You
rupees
can
on
see here
bringing this infrastructure like routers, firewalls, server devices, server operating system, and all the other things, what we can do here, we can simply go with your virtual server. So what is a virtual server here, my
can you
friend?
see Ohio?
See,
It
a
is launched
company
in year
like Amazon,
2016. So Ohio is one of the region.
let me
There are
just
many
add
more
three
regions here. We'll
company
come to it,
names
but
here.
right now Ohio is one of the region here.
Amazon,
Fine. So I have selected Ohio region. But again, the question here is,
Microsoft,
I am sitting in Hyderabad,
Google.
India. Why I
Can
have
you name a
selected Ohio
company which
region?
is bigger than this
The
company?
basic answer for this question is
Probably no, right?
my
If you say
company
Oracle,
is there in Ohio. My
IBM,
company is there somewhere in USA. I'm
HP,
working from India actually for
Cisco,
that particular company. So where
Citrix,
is the company? Company is in
DigitalOcean,
USA. So if the
Alibaba.
company is
If
in
you say all
USA,
these names,
most of the customers
whatever names I
who
have mentioned
access,
just now,
most of
each
the
and every
clients
company
who
provides you
access
the
the
cloud computing,
application
my
of
friend.
that company also
Okay,
resides in
so not
USA,
only these three companies, there are
right?
many companies that
So we need
offers you
to
the
make
cloud
sure
computing
we need to
technology.
see the
So let us try to
customers where
understand
they
what
are
exactly they are
located, the
trying to
clients
offer
where
us.
they are
So let us
located,
say there are
who
three
is
companies
accessing this
like
particular
Amazon, Microsoft,
application,
and Google. These
and
are the
from what
cloud
particular geographical
providers, my
location they
friend.
are accessing this particular
These are the
application.
companies that
So we just
provides
need
you
to
the
go in that
cloud
way.
services. So what
Okay. So the
exactly they are
concept
trying to
here
provide
is
here?
of
Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, they says, listen, you need how many servers? You need
latency.
200 servers, right?
We need to
So
see our
to take 200 servers,
latency.
what you should
Latency
do?
means it is a time
Take
taken by
200
you
servers here,
to
that
connect
is
to your
physical
application, or
servers.
it is a time taken
Take
by your
200
application to
operating
respond
system
to your
license.
request. That is
Then
called
you need
latency.
many routers, then you need
For
many
example, if I
switches,
say
then you need
hello,
many firewall,
and if
then
you're
you
not
need
responding me
complete
for next
network
5 minutes,
infrastructure
that
there,
means the latency
right?
is very
You need all these
high
things,
here.
right? So
Or if I
a
say
company
hello,
like
and if you say
Amazon,
hello within a
Microsoft, and
second,
Google
that means the
says,
latency
listen,
is very less.
why you are
Latency
spending
should be
this
very
much
less, right?
money on your
So that
physical
your user to
infrastructure?
be
Do one thing.
connecting to the application
We
and
will
application is
maintain your
responding
physical
as quick as
infrastructure. We
possible
will
within
provide you the complete physical
milliseconds actually or
infrastructure. So
microseconds,
don't worry
not
about
even
your
seconds
server
in a way.
machine,
So
server
if the
operating
application is
systems,
located physically
firewalls,
near to the
routers,
customers,
and the
it will be
network
easy for
connectivity
them
and
to
all these things. We are ready to take this
connect to
headache.
the
We are ready
application.
to provide you
For
all these
example,
things what you
see
need.
there are two
You know
applications
what
we use
you do?
normally in
You just
India.
try to
One
concentrate
is,
on your business.
Ola.
Amazon says,
Another
just
one
try to
is Uber.
concentrate on
To
your
book a
business. Just try
cab,
to
we use
store your
Ola and
data.
Uber.
Just try to
I'll
provide
say something
security on
about
your data.
myself.
Just try to run the
I was
application.
using Uber
Just try to
before,
maintain your
but I
application.
have
Don't worry
realized
about this
sometime,
physical infrastructure.
a Uber application is not responding properly. Once, twice, or thrice, I have
But the
seen that.
question here
And
is
then
how
what
they are
I did? I've
providing these
just switched
services, how
myself
they
to
are
Ola.
providing these servers. Will they come to our company and they
Uber
will maintain
application is not
200 servers?
responding. That means they
Will they
lost
come
a
to our
customer.
company and will they make the network in our
Ola
company?
application
No.
is responding
You know what
properly.
these
That means
companies will do?
again
Very
one
simple and the
customer.
easiest logic
This is
here,
a
my friend.
business,
See,
right?
such a
So the
simple logic and
application
such a
should be responding
successful
properly.
logic.
Where is the application
Company
running?
like Amazon,
Application is
Microsoft, and
running on
Google,
your
you know what
physical
these companies
infrastructure or
started
in
doing?
cloud, right?
They
So
started
if these
building
Ola
the
people or Uber people, if they
data
keep
centers.
applications somewhere
So
in,
what
let
is
us
a
say,
data
Sydney.
center? Data center is a
Sydney is
place
around
where we have
14,000
our
kilometers away from India.
devices located. Like within a company also there is a data center.
So
Let
if
me
they
show you a
keep the
data center
application
in a
somewhere in
company,
Sydney,
probably a
it will
small
take
data
some
center
time
maybe.
actually for me to connect to that Ola application or Uber application, isn't it? Okay.
So
So this
a
is what we need to
small
do here,
data
my friend.
center
This
in a
is one
company
thing
can
that we
look
need to select. The
something like
region
this.
is selected based on the latency. There is a question here.
Can you see
Is
here?
the
There is
region
a rack
chosen based on the closest
and you can
location
see
to the
certain
client's
servers,
company?
routers and
Exactly.
switches
It
and
is
all those
selected
things.
based on the
Let me show you
client's
one more
location.
data center
Now,
here.
the next question I can say
See,
here
there is a
is,
data center
what
here.
if what you see,
the
the person
Netflix
is
is
working
working.
there,
Netflix is
and
working on
behind
Amazon
that
client,
person, you can see there are
Amazon cloud
five
actually.
racks there,
And I
and
think
every
literally
rack
we
there
have
are
access literal
certain
Netflix
devices like
at least
routers,
once maybe in our
especially
life. Maybe
servers,
someone is in
firewalls,
Dubai
and all
now.
the other
Maybe someone
devices.
is in
Okay, so
Delhi.
this is
Maybe
a
someone
data
is in
center.
USA.
So
Someone is in
Amazon
Australia. We are
says
in
you are
different locations
maintaining your
possibly.
data center within the
So we are
company.
still able to connect to
Okay, good.
Netflix there,
But you are
right?
spending too much
So where
money. You are
exactly
spending
the
crores and
Netflix
crores
people
of
will
rupees.
keep their
So
servers?
what we
You
do
know,
here is we'll provide you
Netflix you can access
everything what you
approximately
need.
from
That means
190
Amazon says
plus
we have
countries.
data centers
So where
available
exactly they
at
will
our
keep this
locations.
server
You
there?
know, in
Latency
India,
should be less,
Amazon
right? So
people
where
have
is the
data centers
Netflix
in two
server?
locations. One is in
See,
Mumbai,
we can
another
select
one is in
one
Hyderabad.
region to run the
Google people
application,
have
or we
data
can
centers
select
located in
multiple
Chennai,
regions to run
Hyderabad,
the
and
application.
Pune.
Both
Microsoft people
options are
have the
available.
data centers
For
available in
example,
Hyderabad
imagine
and
there is a
some other
very
places.
famous movie in India,
Within India,
Pushpa 2,
company
right?
like Amazon, Microsoft, and
Although
Google
it
have
released some months
multiple
before,
data
but let's take
centers
the example
available, and
Pushpa
they
2.
say,
Imagine
listen, just
Netflix
connect to our
people are
data
releasing
center.
this
How to
movie
connect to the data center? See,
directly on their
create
app.
a account, log in into the
Now just
account,
imagine how
and can
much
you see here
traffic will be
option?
generated. Now
It
the
says
question here is
Amazon data
Netflix people
center in
have to see
Hyderabad, Amazon
from
data
where
center in
the
Mumbai. So I'm
traffic will
just
be
connecting to
generated.
Amazon data center in
France,
Hyderabad.
Germany,
I have literally connected to the
Korea,
Amazon data center,
Brazil,
which is there in Hyderabad
New
city.
Zealand,
If I just go
Alaska,
there and
maybe no,
select,
right?
let us
So these are
say
the places where maybe the
Sydney.
Hindi
You
speaking
know what is
people are,
Sydney?
let's say,
It's
Indian
Australia,
people
right?
are not that
Around
much there.
14,000
So when the
kilometers away from
Netflix
my
people are
location.
releasing
I'm
this
sitting
movie, they
somewhere
need
in
to release
Hyderabad
this
now.
movie
So
on
this Amazon,
servers
the
where
Sydney data center
they
is
know
available
like many
14,
Indians will
15,000 kilometers
be easy for them
away
to
from me.
access actually.
But you know
Let's say
what I did now? I
Hyderabad,
have just
Mumbai,
connected to the
and many
Sydney
people are
data
there
center.
somewhere in
And
Europe,
what I
like
can do
let's
in
say
the Sydney
UK
data
especially.
center, I can run
Okay, and
my
many people are there in USA,
servers.
many
I can
people are there
run
in
my
Gulf countries.
applications. I can
So
store
the
my data.
Netflix people will
Okay,
decide
let us come
in
back to
what
the Hyderabad
particular
data center
region
again.
this
I've
movie
just
should be
connected to the Hyderabad
there.
data center. See, connection
So they
wise,
can select
practically it is so
multiple
easy, right?
regions to
But
like
want to see how the Hyderabad data
broadcaster to
center
release
or
this
the Sydney
particular
data
movie.
center looks
So
actually?
the latency is
Let me
something
show
that
you,
we need
my
to
friend.
understand here carefully, friends. So we should know very easy business. If I go with a
First
bank
of all,
like
these are
SBI,
not,
State Bank of India, I can
images
say
from any movie.
95% customers who are
These are
accessing
not
SBI
VFX
application,
images.
they are
What you see
located
right now
within India,
is
right?
a data
Although SBI
center, my
Bank is
friend.
available
Remember,
somewhere
I
in
showed you a data center
UK
in
or
a company.
UAE or
There were
USA,
like three,
somewhere
four
some branches
racks.
are still available there.
In this
But
Amazon data
95%
center,
traffic is
my friend,
generated within India.
probably you will have
So we
some
just need to see the
thousands of
latency there.
racks. You will have some
Closest to the client is always
lakhs
better.
of servers
Got
available.
it? So out of
Say the
all these
size of the
regions,
data
we need to
center.
select the
This
region
is
which is
not
closest to
360
the
degrees
client. So
image
I'm
actually.
in
This is only
Hyderabad
one
right
part
now,
of the data
India.
center. The size of the data
My
center can be bigger
destination,
than, let's
my
say, 20
AWS
football
region is
grounds or
nearly,
20
let us say,
cricket
30
grounds. You know
kilometers
how
from my
much will be
home.
40
Only 30
acres of
kilometers.
land
So
or
can I say,
50 acres
okay,
of land?
it's better for me to select the
If someone
AWS
is having 40
Hyderabad
acres
region?
of
No.
land today,
Remember the scenario?
you
I
know
am
that
working for
person
a
may never
US-based
come to
company,
this
so I
IT
just need to
technology
select a
because
region
40 acres
which
of
is
land is
somewhere
that
in
much for
US.
agriculture
So
purpose
from
and all
here,
those
I am
things, right?
connecting to this
I'm just
particular
trying to show
region.
you how big
I'm
the
launching my
physical
server,
location will be.
and
The
all the
physical
people who
land
are there
would
in
be 40
USA, they
acres of
can
land.
easily connect
The
to this
data
particular
center cost will be,
server which is
the
there in
data
this
center
particular
will be
region. Job
spread
done.
in 40, 50 acres of land.
Got the logic?
Thousands
Latency
and
is something
thousands of
that we need to
servers will
see.
be there.
Okay, let me
So
just show you
Amazon
the
says,
latency
listen,
test.
in
If you go
Hyderabad,
to
we have a
Google and
data
if you say
center.
AWS
Okay, you can
latency,
just connect to our data center and you can run your application there. You can store your data there. But I will say
test.
my requirement is, let's say,
There
200
is
servers,
a website
or
you
let's say
see,
20
AWS latency
servers, or
test.
let's say
It is a
1500 servers,
link provided by
or let's say
AWS people itself.
23,000 servers.
Here it will show you the
Amazon says,
latency. See, your
no
location
worries. You
is
need 20
Hyderabad,
servers,
Telangana.
we will provide you 20
Hmm?
servers. You need
Some public IP address here,
23,000
and
servers.
it is showing you the
In next
latency here.
5 minutes, Amazon
From
can
my
provide us
home till
23,000 virtual
Cape Town,
servers.
latency is almost
Wow, that's a big
255
thing, right?
milliseconds.
Is there any company where
Okay,
they need
fine.
23,000
Let
servers?
me
Of
just show you
course.
a few more
I'm just trying
latencies
to
here.
show you, like,
Northern
if the
Virginia,
company is the
latency
smallest
is almost
company to the
351
biggest company,
milliseconds.
my friend, they
Okay,
can simply go and
and
connect to
if
the
I just
Amazon
go
data center,
to
which is there
the
somewhere.
Hyderabad latency, if
There
I
are
see the
different
Hyderabad
geographical
latency, let's say this
locations,
is
we'll see
Hyderabad.
that.
How
But
much is the
let's say
latency
they are
here? It is
connecting
only
to the Hyderabad
5
data center and
milliseconds.
they are simply taking
At the end of the day,
day,
23,000
the
server. They are
difference is in
demanding
milliseconds or
23,000 server.
maximum, let us say
Amazon
seconds.
will provide
But
them
over the
23,000
internet,
servers because
milliseconds and
they
seconds
have that
counts
many
some time, right?
resources
It is
available, right?
counted as some time. Remember the
Such a
days
big
I
thing, right?
started using
So they can
internet in the
simply
year
connect to the data
2005,
center and they can take the
I
servers
guess,
from
4,
the
5,
data
I
center.
started
These
using
servers are
internet.
actually known
I
as
remember when we used to say
servers which are running in
google.com back in
cloud
those
or
days,
servers.
it
They are
used
known
to
as
take some,
virtual servers.
3 to 4
Virtual
seconds for
servers which are
google.com
running in
server
cloud.
to come
So
here.
physical server is available in
I
Amazon
remember we
Hyderabad
used to
data
download
center.
some
I
movies,
will be
and
creating one
downloading the
virtual
movies used to
server
take
by
around 4
connecting
to
to that
6
physical
hours or maybe
server or
more than
physical
4 to
data
6
center.
hours actually.
Very
But today
simple
we can
process, but
simply
we'll see
download a
this.
movie within
So
like few minutes, right? We can
The
simply
internet is
connect
the
it.
all
Now, what
difference
is
there.
the advantage
Okay.
of
So
taking a
anyhow, this
virtual
is your
server?
latency here, my friend. So
The
from my
advantage here
location,
is there is
from
no
my
need for
home
us to
actually,
spend lots of
my
money
region,
on day one.
Hyderabad region is only
We are not
5
bringing any physical servers in our
milliseconds
company.
away.
Every physical server is
Done?
available in cloud. See, I'm sitting in
Okay,
a
one is the
place, let's say,
latency. Now, the second thing that we need to
Chennai.
consider here before we select
Obviously,
a
Chennai is a
region
metropolitan
is
city, right? So my company is in Chennai. But you know what I have done? I have decided to go with Amazon Web Services,
services.
and the Amazon Web
What
Services data center
services
is there in
every
Hyderabad.
region will
So for
offer to.
my company,
Services will
my
not be same
servers are
first of
running
all.
in cloud.
Okay,
Means they
I'll
are
take a
available in
very
some other
latest
place. They are
example.
available in
Last
some
week I
other
was with my
network.
father
They
actually
are available
in a
in
hospital,
Amazon
like
Cloud.
last Friday
So
only.
when I say Amazon Cloud,
And we
I'm
have to do
talking
one
about a
test
different
actually.
place.
Doctor has
My
recommended us to
servers are
go with
running
a
a
particular
different
test.
network, a
So we went
different
to the
data center.
nearby
There's a reason the
diagnostic center,
terminology
okay,
cloud
which
is
was
used.
nearly 2 kilometers
We
away
are
from
literally
the
not talking
hospital.
about the clouds that we
And the
see in rainy season
diagnostic
in
center
sky.
people said like,
That's
okay,
just a name
this
we are
test is
using.
not
Okay.
possible in
So
our
cloud
center.
is a
We
concept
have
where
one more
I am
branch
sitting in one
located
place,
nearly
but my
20
servers are
kilometers
running in
away
some
from
other
there.
place.
So you just need to go to that
Okay. So
particular
there is one
branch.
cloud.
There, this test is
Okay.
available.
So
So
Amazon
what
people
it
have
means?
some
Let's say
lakhs
there
and
is a
lakhs of
diagnostic
physical
center
servers in
in
the
a
data
city.
center,
I'll just talk
and
about
they say
Hyderabad city
we
now.
have the servers. You
Let's say
can
the
take the
diagnostic
servers
center
on
is
lease, or
ABC.
you can take the servers
The
on
name is
rent.
ABC. This ABC people have
Simple logic,
different
right? You can
branches
take the
actually.
servers on
Within a
lease,
city,
or you
they
can
have
simply
many
pay every
branches.
month some money and you can take the servers on rent.
Okay. So
So
if
we
you
are
want to go and
literally
have a
taking
test, let us
resources from
say
Amazon people, and we are
X-ray.
using these resources in our organization. We are
Probably
using these
X-ray is
resources to
available
run our
literally in every
business.
center.
See,
X-ray is a
today
very
if you
common
ask me a
service, right? So
question,
it is
where are the
available in every
applications
center.
running on the internet? I would say
Okay.
95%
Now, if you want
applications
to
what
go
we
with a
connect
scan
every
like
day,
let's say
they are running
MRI
actually
scan.
in cloud.
MRI
Zoom
scan is
application
not
is
done
running in
so,
cloud. Netflix is running in cloud.
commonly,
PhonePay
right?
is running in
Every
cloud.
doctor is not
WhatsApp is
recommending for
running in
MRI
cloud.
scan. If there is a need, then
Facebook
only
is
they will
running
go
in
with this
cloud.
MRI scan. That is the
Instagram
first thing.
application is running
And the
somewhere in
second thing
cloud.
is
YouTube is running somewhere in
MRI
cloud.
scan needs certain
Gmail or
machines
Yahoo Mail
actually,
is running
certain,
in cloud.
equipments
See,
to do
these are
this
the
particular
things which we
scan.
use
So
regularly from
maybe
our
this
mobile phone
MRI
or
scan is
over the
not
internet,
available
right?
everywhere.
So
Maybe it is
everything is
available
over the
here,
cloud.
here,
Maybe
and
in
let's
the
say here.
year, let's say
It is
2005,
available
let's
only in
say
selected centers.
20 years
So if you
before,
want to
if you
go with
ask
this
me the question
MRI
like where
scan, you have to
exactly
go to
the
that particular center.
applications
So
or the
this
servers are running,
X-ray and
I must
MRI
say
scan is
99%
counted as a
servers,
service.
the applications
Services
are
are
running
not
on the
available.
physical
Same
server.
services are
But
not
today,
available in every region.
95 to
So we need to
98%
see the
servers are running
services
over
that we are
the
going to use.
virtual
Are we
server that
using
is in
services
cloud.
related to machine learning?
So it's
Are we
such a
going to use
big
services related
change,
to
such a big
artificial
difference is this,
intelligence,
right?
robotics, satellites,
The
database,
technology has
servers,
evolved
storage?
so
What
much in last
services we are
17,
trying to
18
use
years.
from the cloud?
Anyhow, so right now this is the
Based
situation, my
on our
friend. So literally
requirement, we need
everything
to
is running
select
in
our
cloud.
region.
Now,
I repeat
remember we
again,
have just
friends,
done some
every
calculation
service
here.
is not available in
In this
every region.
calculation, we came to know like
Okay, let me
to
show you practically.
establish a network with, let's
Let
say,
us
200
first remove
servers,
this.
you are
I hope you
spending
got this
3,
idea.
7
Like,
crore,
the
5 crore,
example
8
is
crore Indian
hopefully
rupees,
easy to
right?
understand.
Now, have
For
you ever
example,
imagined
let's
how
say
much money this
I am
Amazon
in,
people are
let's
spending
say
to
Hyderabad
establish a
region
data
here.
center,
I'll connect
and from
myself
this
to
data center, they are providing services
Hyderabad
to us?
region.
Let me just,
And once
show
I
you a
go to
number here,
this
my friend.
option here, services option, you
In
can see here
Hyderabad data
top
center, Amazon
left,
people have data
click on
centers in
services, and
many
there are many,
different
different
locations, many
services
geographical
AWS
locations.
provides. So
But
let's
if
say
I
I'm
just talk
selecting
about my
blockchain
city,
here.
that is
Blockchain
Hyderabad,
is some
in
technology, right?
Hyderabad,
So if I
the
just go and click on
overall
this
cost
blockchain
of
and
the
click on
data
this
center
service
will
that is
go up to
provided there,
36,000 crore Indian rupees.
see what it says. Region unsupported. It says Amazon
Wow,
managed
that's some money,
blockchain is
right?
not available in Asia
Amazon people
Pacific,
are spending
Hyderabad region. It says
approximately
clearly, please select another
36,000
region.
crore Indian
Northern
rupees
Virginia,
only in the
and see there
Hyderabad
are few more
location
regions
to
available there.
establish a data center and to provide services.
So this
Forget
particular
about all the other
service is
regions.
available
Maybe in
only
some
in
other
the
region,
selected
in some
six
other place,
regions.
they may have already spent
So now can I
50,000
say
crore
my
rupees.
company
They may
is
have
in
already
Hyderabad,
spent
so I will launch
70,000
everything
crore
in
rupees.
Hyderabad region? That will not work
This
here,
is
right? Because
only
if I'm
about
using
Amazon
blockchain
Cloud. I'm
services,
not talking about
blockchain
Microsoft,
services are not
Google, and all
available in
those things. See,
Hyderabad or
if I
Mumbai
just
region.
talk
It's
about
not available till
Microsoft,
now in India.
Google, and Amazon data centers in Hyderabad,
Say this is
the
Korea,
overall
Singapore,
cost will
Tokyo,
be
Ireland, and London,
approximately
and Northern Virginia. These are
60,000
the only
crore
places
rupees.
where the
This is
blockchain
huge
service
money, my
is
friend,
available.
isn't it? This much
So
money these
this is the
companies are
reason
spending
actually why
to
we can go
provide
with
cloud
multiple
services to
regions
us.
in one account and multiple regions for one single company. There are
Now, do you
certain
really
things you
think
can
cloud
launch in
computing
Hyderabad region.
concept will go
There are
anywhere?
certain services you can use in Sydney
See, who is
region. There
providing
are
the
certain
technologies?
services you can
Companies are
use
providing
somewhere
the
in, let's say,
technologies, right? So if they're
Ireland or
spending that
London
much
region.
money on this particular
Got the
technology,
logic? The second thing
one
that we
thing
need to
is
consider
guaranteed for
before we
sure that,
select our
cloud will
region
not go
is
anywhere. We
the
simply cannot
services
survive
that
without
they
cloud, my
offer.
friend. That's for sure.
Every
But I hope
service
you
is
understood
not
what
common
exactly
there,
is
my friend.
cloud now.
Services can be
Instead of
more or
taking the
services can be less.
resources
There
on
are
our
few
own to run the
regions where
application,
all the
we can
services are
simply go and
available.
take the
Coming
resources
to
from a
Northern
cloud
Virginia
provider and we
region,
can
literally
simply run
everything is
our
available
application.
in
I'll take a
Northern
very
Virginia region.
general
That is their
example.
main
Let's
headquarters
say
actually.
if you're traveling
Everything
from
is available there.
India to, let's say,
Okay,
UK,
but in all the other
obviously you
regions,
have to travel in
services can be
airplane,
more or
right?
less.
There are two options. One is to
Okay, there
own
is
a
one more
airplane.
question here. Is the region selection based on the client company or the end user's connectivity?
Or
End user
to
connectivity, my
buy
friend.
a ticket.
End user or client company, they
See,
both are like, similar, right? End
99.9%
user
people
means what?
across the globe,
Like
they
I said,
can
you, if your
afford to
company
buy
is in
a
Ohio,
ticket, right?
the end users
How
are
many
there
people you know who can
somewhere in
buy a
Ohio or
complete
around
airplane to
Ohio.
travel from India to UK?
Hari here. Now, for
So
example,
buying a airplane is something
Uber
like,
or Facebook,
making your own
all
physical
over,
network to
I
run
mean to
your
say all
business.
over, right? All over
But
the world, right?
just taking a
How they
ticket
are
with
select
all the other
the
people, let's say
region in that
300
case.
people are traveling, and you
See,
are
we have
taking
taken
one
the
ticket
example of
and
Netflix,
you are
right?
using the same
Netflix is also
airplane
there
for, let's say,
across the
4
globe.
to 6
So what
hours
we said,
to
Okay.
travel.
Netflix people,
So
they
this is
select
much more
multiple
affordable,
regions.
right? Buying a ticket and moving
Okay, as long
from
as
one place to another
okay,
place, traveling from one
okay, as
place to
much as
another
they
place.
can select.
This buying
Exactly.
a
They can
ticket is
select,
something like your
like
cloud
said, 20
computing, my
regions
friend, where
also.
where
And can you make
you can take
communication between these
some
20 regions?
resources
Of
and you
course.
can simply
There is a
run
concept,
your
there is a
application.
service we need to learn. There is
Hardly
something
we
called
see
VPC
people
peering
own
connection.
a airplane to
Let me
travel
just show
from one
you.
place to another place. Got it? Now let us
If
see
you go
how
to
we
this
can
VPC,
buy
virtual
a
private
ticket. That
cloud,
means
we
how we
have
can
a
take a
concept called
server from
VPC
cloud. See, again, I'm not
peering.
explaining
This
anything as
VPC
of now.
peering
I'll just
service
try to
is
show
used
you
to
one
establish
simple
communication between
practical
different
here, like
VPCs.
how
See,
easy
if
it
the
is
servers are running
for me
somewhere
to
in,
take a
let's
server.
say,
Right
Sydney
now I'm
region,
sitting
and few
somewhere in
servers are
Hyderabad.
running somewhere in
I have just
Singapore,
connected to
and
my
few servers are
Hyderabad
running somewhere in Brazil,
region here.
can they
I
communicate
can connect to
directly?
any region,
No,
my
we have
friend,
to
but I have just
establish
connected to
communication
Hyderabad
there.
region.
So after
I will take a
establishing
server.
communication, only
I'll
they
just
can
take a
communicate. They
Linux
can
server
talk to
from
each
the
other.
Amazon people.
Okay, so
Okay,
we'll see all
let
these
me
things.
just show
But
you how to
as of
take
now,
this. There is a
yeah,
service
this
called
is what it is,
EC2
my
here,
friend. We
friends.
need to go with this latency, and then we need
I'll
to go
go
with
to
the
something called
services
instances. By
where
the
they
way,
are
this
available.
particular
Latency should
service
be the
is the
topic.
most important service.
Then we need to
It
see
will
the
take probably
services.
10 classes for us to complete.
Okay, majority of services you
Okay,
can
so let
find
us say
easily within
test
close location of your customer. But again, there are
virtual
few services which may not be available there, so we have to
machine.
go to
Something
the
like this is my name.
location where
You
that
can see here
particular
it is
service is
simply
available.
providing you all the operating systems that are available in market like Ubuntu,
Fine.
Microsoft, Red
Now,
Hat,
let
SUSE,
us see one more
Debian.
thing actually.
AWS people have their own Linux operating system, so I'll just go with AWS Linux here.
The third thing
And
that we
then
need
it
to
will provide
consider
you
before
the
we select a
hardware. It will
region
say like
is,
what exactly you need, how many CPUs you
we
need,
call
how
it
much
as
RAM you
cost here.
need. They will provide you all
Cost
the
means the
details. So
money
let me
that
just
we need to pay, the payment method.
zoom it a bit. Can you see here
For
now?
example,
If I want to
let us
take a bigger
imagine
machine
you
with more
are using
configuration, I can just go with this here. See,
100
now for
servers
this machine, I am taking totally 8 processors and 32 GB RAM. So like this, we can
in
simply increase our
Hyderabad region.
resources.
Hmm?
Okay,
And
but
you're using
here what I'll do
same
here is
100
I'll simply
servers with
go with
same
a machine called
configuration,
T3 Micro,
same
which is a free
hardware,
machine.
same operating system.
Literally
Okay,
everything is
then
same.
there is something
You're using
called same
keep here.
number of servers.
Don't worry about all these things what
Let's
I'm
say
explaining here,
somewhere
my friend.
in
There is something called
Northern
network settings.
California region.
I'll be enabling some network settings here, like VPC.
Somewhere
VPC
in
is the
USA, right?
second most
Now,
important
100
service, which will
servers are
take
running
another
in
8, 10
Hyderabad, 100
classes
servers are
actually.
running in Northern California.
Okay,
What is cost here?
fine.
Cost
IP
is
address,
monthly or quarterly or
firewall
half yearly,
settings.
whatever the
I
bill
am
you are
literally
getting, that is the
selecting
cost.
options here,
Cloud
which are
computing, there are
mandatory.
few
And
things which
coming
are
to
free.
storage here, see how much GB
Overall,
storage.
when you use
Let's say
cloud computing in a
22
company, we
GB
have to pay
storage I'm
money.
taking here, friends.
We literally
Okay.
need to pay
Now
money
it
there,
is
my friend.
asking
So
me, tell
cloud
us how many
computing is a
servers you need.
concept where
Right now I said
we
one.
pay
If
money
I say
according to the
123, you know
services
what
what we
happens?
use.
In
So
next
see here,
couple of
friends, in
minutes,
this case, there are
123
totally
servers will be
100
created.
servers we are using in
But do I really
Hyderabad
need
and
123
equal
servers here?
number of
No.
servers
Let
with
us say two
same
servers.
configuration,
I just
same
need
operating
two
system, same
servers here.
application.
So I
Everything is
have
same and we are
connected to the
using in
Amazon
Northern
data
California.
center here, my friend,
But
which is there in
friends,
Hyderabad. I have just logged into my account.
for
How to
Hyderabad
create an
100
account? It's a
servers,
very
let's
simple
say
process. We'll see
just a
this in
rough
coming
number, just
classes.
for example,
But I
I'm
have
saying this,
already
it will not
have
be
an
exactly
account
like
here. I
this.
have logged in.
Let's say for
I
this
have
100
connected to
server,
the
let's say you are
Hyderabad data
paying
center. And
$100.
I'm saying,
Just just for
I need
example, let's
two
say you're paying
servers with
$100.
Linux
But
operating
for the
system,
same 100 servers
32
in
GB
Northern
storage,
Virginia,
and so
maybe
and
you
so
pay
configuration. Once I
$82.
select everything and once I say launch instances here, you know what happens now?
Now, why there is a
Within
difference
next
like
30 to
this?
40 seconds,
Same
can you see here?
servers, same
Success.
cloud provider,
Within next 30 to 40
same server
seconds,
with same
my
application,
servers will be
same storage, same
running.
operating system. Why
Done.
there is a difference
This
in
is
the
your virtual machine.
cost
Let's
here?
say
See, if you're
I'll just go with
obviously
VM
most of you
instead
are
of
Indians
complete
here, so
virtual
you know this
machine.
very well, right? When
So
someone
this
is
is
coming
your
from, let's say, Dubai or
VM.
UK or USA, They just try to
one,
bring some electronic gadgets, like let's say maybe a
all
mobile
right,
phone or a laptop or
and
something
this
like
is
this.
your
You know the reason? If you take a laptop in, let's
VM.
say,
True.
90,000 Indian rupees in
Job done.
India,
How
the
many machines
same
I have taken
laptop
here,
with
friends?
same
Virtual machine 1
configuration,
and virtual machine
someone
2.
can bring you
Let
in,
us say
let's
in
say,
virtual machine 1, I am running
73,000
some
rupees from
application.
some
In
other
virtual
country.
machine 2, I am
You know,
running some
tax system will
application.
be there. Every country
We
has a
need a
different tax
machine to run
system
the
and all the other
application,
things.
right? See,
So the
business
same
is based
product
on
you may
application,
get in lesser
right? So we
price
need a
in some
machine to
other
run the application. So we have a machine here
country,
with certain hardware configuration
right? You know this, right?
and certain operating
We
system.
ask
What
people
else
who
we
are
need?
coming from Dubai,
But you know, my friend, when I
UK
was
or some other
selecting the
places to
machine,
bring
I have
certain
already
things like
selected the
iPhone maybe,
concepts
because the
related to a
iPhone in India
router,
will cost a bit more
concepts
compared to the
related to
same iPhone
firewall,
which you are
concepts
bringing from
related to
some other
storage.
country,
Remember
or
when
the
we
same
started the
laptop.
session, what we said?
What things we
Let me
can
just go back
carry?
here.
Even
See
gold
here.
actually, right?
I said we
Normal
need a
people bring
machine
gold and
where there is
diamonds and all the
processor,
other things from
RAM,
some other
storage, and all
country.
those things.
Same
We need
logic
a
applies
operating
here, my
system,
friend.
and then I said we
When
need certain
Amazon
hardware
people
components like
have a
routers, switches,
setup
firewalls, and
in
all the
a
other things.
country like India,
So
they have to
in
make
this
an
cloud,
agreement with the local
without explaining
government.
anything, actually,
The
I have already
government will
selected a
put some
router.
taxes
Okay, let
on
me just
them.
select a
So
machine here.
according to the taxes and all the other infrastructure cost,
See,
they will
there
charge
is
money from their
networking
customers.
components I have
So for
selected,
Hyderabad people,
firewall I have
for
selected,
Hyderabad
storage
region, maybe
already I have
$100 for
selected
100
everything,
servers.
and my
But
machine is
for,
running.
100 servers in some other
What
region,
should
let's
I
say
do now?
USA
I
region, any
just
of
need
the
to run
USA
my
region,
application there. I
they may
just need to
charge
store my
only
data. That job done.
$82.
How easy it is to take cloud
Okay,
services
so
now?
they have to
How
pay
easy
money
it is to
according
take
to
these
this. So can I
servers
say,
now?
okay, my
So
company is in
literally
Hyderabad,
every
I
business
will keep servers in
completely or
USA because
partially
the
they are connected to
overall
cloud
charges are less
and
there.
they are running
Can I
their
do like this?
applications and they are storing the
Practically, that
data
is
in cloud.
possible. But what about the
One of the very
first
common
thing here?
questions I get
What
every
is the
time
first
is
thing
what
here?
about security? What
Latency.
if I say
This
security
is
is
the
much
most
better in
important part
cloud
here, right?
compared to the
If
physical
you keep your
security in your
servers
network?
in somewhere in
Like for
USA,
example,
and
let's say you have totally
your
50
customers are
lakh
located
Indian
somewhere in, let's
rupees.
say, India,
If you have 50
then
lakh Indian
latency will
rupees,
be
you
a
have
bit
two
more.
options to store the
So
money.
what
One
we need
is
to do now? We
you
have
can
to take
keep
a
the money
call.
in your home.
Do we need to save some money, or do we need
Other
to
thing
make
is
sure,
you
like,
can keep
the
the money in
customers
bank.
will connect to the
See,
applications or the
99% people they
servers or the
prefer bank
data
to keep the money,
as
right?
quick as possible?
Does it mean we cannot provide
If there
security
is a
in home? We can
conflict
provide
like this,
security
my
in home
friend,
as well.
always try
But
to
can we
make a
provide the
call,
same
always try
security
to
what bank
take
people
the
can provide?
latency
No.
call.
So
Just try to
home
keep
is
the
like your
latency as
local
low as
area
possible.
network where you have data
Money
present within
is
the
okay.
company.
Thing we need to
Bank is
consider,
something
right?
like
Money
a
is certainly one of
cloud.
the things we need to consider. But money
Security
should
can be
not come
provided in the
above
local area
latency.
network, but there is much
First,
better
it should be
security in cloud.
latency, then money.
So
I
I
have seen
repeat
many
again,
cases.
if you're
I have
keeping
done
data in
personally.
cloud or
Actually,
if you're
I
running your
already shared the
applications in cloud, that
scenario,
is
right? I
much
was using
better
certain
compared
application to
to
use
running
certain
data,
services.
running
The
application
application was
within
not
the local area
responding once,
network
twice,
or
and thrice
storing data
normally
within
we
the
see, and we
local
just
area
switch to
network.
the
So
alternate
cloud is
application,
obviously
right?
much better. So security
Same
wise, there is
logic
no
here.
problem there.
Because which
Okay.
company should not
So
lose
see,
the
both the
customers?
machines are running now.
So
It took me
obviously we have
nearly
to go with
30, 40 seconds
this
actually to create these virtual machines. But probably it will
latency
take
first, then we
20
can go about
classes
cost.
for us to
What we
learn
do actually, we
how
have to
to
manage
make
our
this
cost.
virtual machine
You know how
ready
we can
and
manage our
run
cost?
and
Let's say
connect.
we have 20 TB
We need to
of
learn all the
data
services there, right?
that we need
It's not
to
like
keep
clicking
on
here and
cloud,
there and just
but out
selecting
of
the
20
options and
TB,
doing
2
everything.
TB of
We need
data
to learn
is
each and everything
accessible
in
regularly.
details. This
Remaining
is a
18
concept
TB
of
data is
cloud
not that
computing,
much
my friend, where we
access.
can simply
So what we do, 2 TB
run
data
the
we will keep in,
services
let's say,
on
Hyderabad
a
region,
server
because the
which
data
we are
is
taking
accessible
on rent
regularly,
or on
and the 18
lease.
TB data we
We are
keep in
borrowing the
Northern
resources
California
from
because the data
Amazon
is not
and
regularly
we are running
accessed.
our application
So
there.
see,
Job done.
this way we can
This
save
is
some
a
money.
simple
But if
way
you feel like,
in
okay,
which
I
we can
just need to
understand
keep
the
all the
concept of
20
cloud. So
TB data in
literally
Northern
every
California,
technology
practically that
what
is
you see
possible.
today
But the
across the
regular
globe,
data that we are
that
accessing,
technology
it
is
will take
running
some
on
time.
cloud.
See,
Whenever
if
you
I
are
take the
sending an
example of
email, you
my
are sending an
machine
email, the
of my
email is
computer, can you
located in
see
cloud.
there are
Whenever you
certain
send a
folders
message
and
on
files
WhatsApp, that
available
message
on
is
my
available in
desktop
cloud.
here?
So whatever
That
we
means
do,
I'll be accessing
whatever
this
activities
regularly.
we do on
I
internet,
can
my
keep
friend,
everything inside my
everything
computer. I
is
can go
there
to my
on
computer,
cloud.
I can go to
Means
E Drive,
everything is there
I
on a
can open
server
a folder
which is
here,
available
I
at
can
some
create
other
one more
location.
folder,
That is
I
a
can
cloud
create one more
computing. That's
folder,
it. And who
I
provides is a
keep a
cloud
certain
computing?
document here. That is
Companies like
possible, right?
Amazon,
But you know how
Microsoft,
much time
Google,
it is
and many
taking
more
for me to
companies, they provide the
reach
cloud
to that
computing.
particular place.
And
So the
which
things that I
particular,
access
cloud
regularly,
service
I
we are
keep on the
learning here?
screen. The
Amazon
things
Web
that I am not
Services we are
accessing
learning here.
regularly, I'll
This
keep
is the
somewhere
most
inside my hard disk.
famous
Same
cloud
logic applies
provider.
here. One of the
Got it?
responsibility
This is
of
the
a cloud
most famous
administrator is
cloud
to make
provider.
sure
For example, if you want to
you
go and take a
minimize the
refrigerator,
overall
there are
bill.
many companies that
See,
provides you the
if you
refrigerator, right? There
compare
are
your
many
physical
companies that
infrastructure
manufacture it.
with
But
cloud
what you do,
infrastructure,
you
you
just
are
try to go
already
and take the
saving
best one.
huge amount of money.
Always we select the
Physical
best one,
infrastructure
right?
will
So
cost you a lot
Amazon
of
is
money.
indeed the best one.
Cloud, we
Why it is the
simply
best one?
use
There are
the
different
internet
reasons
connection.
actually. We'll
We
see this
create
in
a
coming
account, we
classes. But
connect to the
as of
cloud,
now,
and we start
that
using
is
the
the best
services.
one.
We are
Okay.
already saving money there. We
Fine.
are
So
already
this is
saving huge
something
amount
about
of
your
money there.
cloud computing, my friend.
Okay,
I hope you understood
but
the concept of cloud.
after saving huge
I
amount
just
of
try to
money, we
go and
still need
connect
to
to my
save money.
server. So unnecessary, we should not take servers.
But I'll just try
Unnecessary, we should not take storage.
Meanwhile, if you have any
Unnecessary, we
doubts,
should not run
any
the servers
questions,
in very
anything
far
you want to
location,
clear,
in a different region.
I'm available for
So
you,
we need to
friends.
make
Feel
sure like
free
we
to
just
send
need
your
to
questions,
manage, or we just
so
need to
that
take care of all
we
these things. So
can have
as of
some
now, I hope
discussion
it
on
is
it.
clear now how we can,
Anyway,
select a
meanwhile,
region
let me
here,
just
friends.
go
These
and
are some of the
connect to
things that we need to
this
consider.
server,
There are
which
many
I've
more things we
already
need to see
created.
actually that we'll see hopefully from
I'm
tomorrow.
open for your
So
questions
today
and
was
answers
your
here, friends.
last
It's already 1
demonstration,
hour
friends.
now.
I hope it is clear now what exactly we are going to learn in AWS. And in case if you're interested in complete package, AWS
I always say this, try to
Linux
keep the
administration
sessions
plays
as
the network
interactive
administration.
as
It's up to you to
possible.
decide.
Try to keep the
Okay, so
chat
this
box
is a
as
package
busy as
where
possible.
you have
That makes
multiple
things more easier
courses
for everyone.
to begin
See,
with.
right now
At
where
this
I am,
particular time,
if
if
you know
6 a.m.
any
India
basics
standard
of
time, it is
Linux,
all
you know
about
where I am right now, right?
Amazon
If I
Web
say
Services.
ls,
Hyphen, this
okay,
is your Linux
fine.
operating
So
system.
that's it for the day,
I have
friends.
just
It's up to
created
you
a
now. I'm
server
here for
in
at least
Hyderabad
couple
data
of
center.
minutes.
I have connected
Any
to the
questions,
server.
any doubts, we'll
What
see.
should I do now in this server?
Else
Either
we
I
can
need to
stop the
keep the
session for
data,
today. And
either I
from
need to
tomorrow, like I
launch
said,
my
the friends, the
application.
link
There
will
are
change.
run my
So
application.
if
It
you
can
have
be a
any
web
other
server,
queries,
email
any other
server,
things to
file server,
discuss, you
database
can
server,
call
gaming server, banking
them
server.
on
It can
these
be
numbers.
anything that you use
Already
over the
numbers are
internet,
shared
my
in
friend.
the
That particular
chat
application
box,
is
but let
running
me just
somewhere
put
here.
the numbers on screen.
Done?
These are the numbers. You can simply call on any of the number.
Fine. So
And you
this
can
is
take all
something
the
about
details
cloud.
from
I
there.
hope you understood some basics of cloud today. Fine. Over to you now,
So
friends.
this time
Servers
here
are
for
running,
you.
but do I
Anything
need to
else
really
to
run the
discuss? We will
servers?
see,
No,
or else we
my
can
work
stop the
is over,
session
so
for
I'll
today.
just select the servers here.
See, I can just say
I'll
one
go
thing here,
and
friends.
simply
If you have already
terminate them.
decided to go
Tomorrow
with
I'll just show
cloud
you the
as your
servers
career,
again,
or
and then we
server
can see
as your
few more
career,
things
or
actually.
networking as
In
your
the next
career,
couple of
you have
classes, we
already
have the
taken a
same link.
great call
You can
for
use the
yourself,
same
my
link
friend.
and you can connect to the
You
session.
can see yourself
And
working
hopefully
in this
after a couple
particular
of classes,
field for
once we
next
complete our
5,
demos and
10,
everything,
15, 20
the
years.
link
Till you
will
retire,
change.
we can work in this particular
Okay.
field. It's not like
So
a
hopefully
career
I'll
that
get
you're
some
making
questions
for
here. I'm
1
just
year,
waiting for your
or let's
questions.
say
So
for
meanwhile, I'll
2
just
years
try
or
to put
something like
something
this.
here.
It is forever.
This is a
Okay?
package where you have
I have a
Amazon Web
question.
Services
Yeah,
plus
Ben,
the
please go ahead.
Oh,
Linux
okay. So this will solely
administration
be at
codes.
6 o'clock. There won't
Amazon
be a
plus
9 o'clock alternating,
Linux
right? The
administration
9
codes. And like I
p.m.
said, you
class is
both the
separate from this
classes
one,
I'll
right?
be handling actually.
Exactly. 6 a.m. India
And
time. 6 a.m. India time is for AWS. And we have already
okay, there's
launched,
a
wow, 9
pretty heavy
p.m.
question, my
Again,
friend. What are
India
the
time,
skills
my
and
friend.
technologies to know
It is your
to
CCNA.
get placed in
Linux
companies
will be
like
there at some
Cisco
other
and
time, maybe AM or
AWS?
PM. We need
Let's
to
say
decide.
any company. Why to
But
only select
6
Cisco
a.m.
and
is for Amazon
Amazon?
Web Services,
Let's say in
and
any
9
company.
p.m. is for
Two
CCNA.
of the
What's
most
the
common
time now at
skills
your
that
location, Ben?
everyone should know to
It's
get placed
9:30
in any
p.m.
MNC are
Okay,
already
9:30
there on your
p.m.
screen.
Fine.
You should know the concept of
Okay.
cloud
All right.
computing and Linux server
Thank you.
administration. This
Yeah,
is the
welcome, man.
best way to start your career, my friend. It cannot be better than this. It can never be better than this, actually. Okay. If I can add one more thing here, that will be networking. That is your
Okay,
actually
fine. So
CCNA. There is no
yeah,
better
I
way
think
to
that's it for
start
the
your
day.
career than learning the networking
And
concepts, the server operating system
yeah, let's see how
concepts,
it
and
goes
the
from
Amazon,
tomorrow.
the
Like I
cloud
said,
computing
tomorrow we
concepts.
have the
There will
paid
never
link.
be a
The
better
link
option,
will
my
change
friend. I
tomorrow
repeat
for
again
sure.
and again, this is the
So make
best
sure,
way to
like,
start your
if you're
career.
interested,
I
just
know
try to take
most
the
of you
link from the
people are maybe,
management. And hopefully
aiming
in
for
next couple of days,
DevOps
I'll
or
be sharing my
cyber
WhatsApp
security or
number
ethical
and as
hacking
well
or
as my
many other
mail ID,
things.
so
Great.
that you
For
can
all the
be in
things,
touch with me.
whatever
And
you're
in case
planning
if you
to
have any
learn or
doubts
whatever
while
technologies,
practicing,
my friend,
you can simply ping me on
networking,
my WhatsApp
Linux server
number.
administration, and cloud computing is
Okay, so
the
thanks a lot, friends.
backbone.
Thanks for coming for these
See,
demo
I'm not
sessions
saying the
and
basics. I'm
very good
saying
luck
this
for
is the
your
backbone.
careers. And like I said,
Linux
I'll repeat
administration, you
again.
can see you're
If you have
working in
already
Linux
decided to go
administration
with
for rest of your
cloud
life.
or anything
Networking,
related
you
to
can see
cloud,
you're
say
working in networking
networking,
for rest of your
server
life. Same with
administration,
your
DevOps,
AWS.
cyber
You're not
security,
learning
everything
basics,
is
you're,
related
you're
to
learning the
cloud or
administration
around, right?
cloud. But
So
I
if you have
just want to
already
show you the
decided to go with
importance.
this
The
particular
question is a
career,
great
stick to
question,
it.
actually, my friend.
Learning wise,
These
you
are
may
the
face some,
technologies you know.
difficulty in one or two
These are the
topics, but
technologies you
overall,
need to
the
know
concept is
to,
more easier, more logical. If you can
at
just,
least get a call from
understand a
a
logic
company.
about a service, it
Then
will
you
be
have to
easy
face the
for you to
interview.
configure
If
it.
you're able to crack the
Understand the
interview,
logic,
obviously you're getting a
see
job.
the
But the
configuration,
question
and
here
try
is,
to see how to
what are the
troubleshoot in
technologies
case if
which
there
are
is
in
any
demand?
problem.
This is the
remember I
process you need
started
to
my
follow
career in
to learn
2008-9.
anything. Server
Okay,
and
so these
networking
are
was the
the
go-to
basic rules we
technology
need to follow
in
here,
that year.
friends. And before I
At
go,
that
let me
time,
just
actually,
remind
today
you
also
again,
it is the go-to
every
technology.
session is
Forever,
recorded
it will
here
be the
and
go-to
all the live
technology.
recorded
Every other
sessions will be shared
technology is
with you.
based
So in
on
case if you miss any session
network
due to
and
some
the
reason,
server.
the recorded session is
Correct?
obviously
So
available
these are
with
the
you. You can
technologies you
just go
should
through the
know
recorded
to
sessions and you
kickstart
can
your
complete the
career
next
in
session.
great way.
Once you finish the session, within
Out of
couple
this,
of
we are
hours,
learning
the
both.
recordings will be provided to
I'll
you.
be taking
Like let's
CCNA
say we
classes
are
also, but it's
having
a
this session
different
every day between
course. So hopefully If you're
6 to
interested, you
7,
can come
right?
for the
6
CCNA
a.m.
classes
to
also.
7 a.m.
Okay,
So
but right now,
approximately
this
around
package is
9
about
a.m.
Amazon Web Services, and the recordings will be
Linux
shared with
server
you, and the recordings are
administration.
shared through Google Drive. They will
Fine.
create a Google Drive and they will share all the recordings
Great.
with you.
So like I said,
Let me just
friends,
show you
tomorrow
one
also we have
example
the
here, how they
same
share the recordings with you.
link. You can just join the session with the same link. And let me just put you the package details here. It is only for
Okay. For
6
example,
triple
see, this
nine
is some of
INR.
my, I think
You will get the
this is
recorded
CCNA
sessions for
course.
sure. Every session is recorded,
See,
and you will
like
get all
this,
the
they will share
recorded
all the
sessions.
recordings with you. So
And
if
the
you
other
can
thing
click on
is,
any of the
I'll be
recording here.
sharing some running notes there. And yeah, I'll be available on email as well as through my WhatsApp number. I'll be sharing WhatsApp number soon. After like a couple of classes, I'll share the number so that if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ping me on my
That's it.
WhatsApp
That
at any time.
was
Already we have like one
one
or
of
two
the
people in
recorded
this session who
sessions
are coming
in
in Linux
CCNA.
also. But
So like
most
this,
of
you'll
you, I
get all
think,
the
are
recordings here
freshers
so it
who
will be easy
just
for
came
you to
today.
follow the recordings. Right? See, it's just a
Yeah, I
recorded
can see
session,
all the
right?
new names except one. See, if you come in a live session and if you
She's
repeat your
coming
session,
in
a
Linux as well.
recorded session, things will be
Yeah, but
super
most of you
easy
came
for you
only for
anyway.
today, I guess.
Okay?
So
I'm still here for
fine.
you,
So
friends.
that's it,
Feel free
friends.
to,
That's it for the
clear
day, and
everything.
that's it
If you're
for all
taking
these
doubts
demos.
with you, it's
And
a
hope to
loss
see
for
you
you.
again tomorrow
This is
at
the best
6 a.m.
advantage
India
you can
Standard Time
take
with
in a live
more and more
interactive
details of
session.
cloud computing.
In a
Okay,
live
take care,
session,
guys. See you
live
tomorrow.
session
Bye.
should be always interactive. It should not be like, I'm muting you on chat, I'm muting you on, voice message and all that and things. No, things will be always open there, chat box and, everything is always open. On which date course will start? Course has started today. Today is 7th April, my friend. Today is the first session actually. Okay, it is just an introduction session, but we have seen something about AWS, right? So today was the first session of our Amazon Web Services journey. So gradually we'll just try to build everything. We'll just try to understand very basics first and next couple of days. And we'll just try to go with the main concepts that are there in the curriculum. But if you go and see the curriculum, what we have seen today is part of the curriculum. I simply cannot go and show you like how to create a virtual machine. I showed you how to create a virtual machine today, right? How many people have understood how to create a virtual machine? I guess none. So I just need to start in a way and hopefully slowly and steadily things will be moving deep into this particular course.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Lingaraj, good morning, my friend.
I have a doubt. I have one doubt regarding this, like a career. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
am from non-IT background, but
Mm-hmm.
currently I am working as a network support engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I have completed my CCNA, but not certified in globally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it good to good for my career? Like
It will
AWS,
be it will
like.
be great for your career. There is a concept called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Remember, I said one of the things that you should know is the networking, right? So when I say networking, I'm talking about CCN only. See, I'll just give some number names here: subnets, route table, DHCP, IP address, NAT gateway. These are the things you have already learned in CCNA, right?
Yes.
I become CCNA certified 14 years before, my friend, the online global certification. This is one of the first certifications I did in my career, CCNA online certification. Okay, so maybe today it's not mandatory for you to go with the certification, but if you have the knowledge of CCNA, one module like VPC in cloud computing will be much easier for you. I'll just try to make things easier for everyone. But networking is a complete module in cloud, my friend. Networking is a very major part of DevOps. Networking is a backbone of cyber security. So it will be a great call for you. When you learn, where you learn, it's a different thing. But your question is it good to start the career in cloud? It will be great for you to start the career in cloud with some basic knowledge if you already have. If you don't have any knowledge, like I said to you, every service I'll be starting from very basics. I'll be starting every service from scratch. So if someone is here who is not having any knowledge of networking, no need to worry, my friend. I'll start everything from scratch actually. No issues.
And the practical lab will be on AWS or where?
This is your AWS account. Can you see the account on my right now? This is the account.
Uh,
This is the same account you have. You have to create the same account. I'll show you how to create an account. But once you join a company, you will see the account something like this.
your account, personal account will be something like this. I'll be showing you everything on this particular account. So it is like, in CCN, there is something called packet tracer. There is a simulation, but here we have to connect to the data centers. Directly, we need to connect to the data centers and we need to practice. It's a free account actually. Okay, so how to use the account, I'll show you, but yeah, you need to have the AWS account to do all the practicals.
Okay.
It is a free account, but you still get some charges actually every month. Let's say 10 rupees, 20 rupees, something like this. No issues. We can simply go with this. Current charges for this month for me is $0.7. Oh, that's a bit scary for me. It's only 7th of April, but still it is this much. It will be under 10 rupees in a way, but still, forecasted for this month is around $0.24. That means around, let's say 20, 25 rupees. I just need to see why they are charging this much. But anyhow, this is a free account everyone should have. We will see how to create an account in coming classes. You just need to have a computer and a internet connection, my friend. Maybe you can borrow your friend's computer. You just need to log in into your account and you can do the practicals. That's it. Okay, so be fast, please. If you have anything else to discuss, only.
Oh, yeah, sir, Fawaz here. Sir, do you have can you provide any details about SageMaker service in AWS?
See, there are many services for us in cloud, but if you have to start learning, you need to start learning from these services.
Yes,
There are,
yes. After
yeah,
after the fundamentals like storage, network, and computing.
this is
After,
not, this is not fundamental. This is in depth, but
yeah.
see, these are the services we are learning. Let me just finish it. These are the services we are learning, but beside these services, there are many services which are there in cloud. I can
Mhm.
say one thing. Before we end the session or before we end the course, I'll make sure you know how to update or learn a new service. There is a process to learn everything, right? So I'll make sure you learn services on your own. But like I said to my friend, we have to stick to the syllabus what we have, because there are many other services available, services related to technologies like artificial intelligence, or services related to database, machine learning, Internet of Things, migration, networking, quantum, robotics, satellites. So maybe we cannot move to any new service there. Very sorry to say this, but we have to stick to our own curriculum there. I can just say I can provide you the resources from where you can, learn that particular service, but not exactly the service that we are going to discuss, but I can show you how to learn a particular new service. Say, right now there are 200 services. Some years before there were very few services. When AWS started providing cloud services, VPC, EC2, S3, IAM. These are the only four services available back in those days. I know till today, if you are good in these four services, you are literally eligible to get a job in any company. These are the four modules actually, not services. And if you go to this EC2 module, Autoscaling is one service, load balancing is one service, security, EBS, all these are different services. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, Hari here.
Yeah, Hari.
So, from the developer, as a developer, how deep should we learn about this VPC components and all? See, before that, before we start computing, we as a developer should only focus on the business requirement and all, right? Now, I can understand what is OS and what are the security, how important security to the applications and all. I can understand that. So
Mhm.
VPC and all is new to me. I mean that I can understand what are the components in that, but to learn in deep, how deep we should learn about that. That's what I want to understand.
See, if you crack the logic, like how much we need to learn in any service or any course or any technology, there is the best thing you have spoken, my friend. You should know how much to learn. There's the thing.
Okay.
Now, see here, my friend, we have a curriculum here. In this curriculum, I have added everything like what we are going to learn in VPC. Not only as a developer, if you're, let's say, into the networking field, or if you're a server administrator, or if you're majorly, let's say, cloud admin, how much we need to learn about VPC, that is what we are going to learn here, my friend. there are certain things we just need to make the design. We need to make the design of our, let me show you practically. Let me just take you through one of my existing batch. This is the way I'll share the running notes every day. So what you see right now on your screen, if you know this in VPC, you're literally done with this VPC. Like, what is VPC? Route tables, subnets, security group, network access control list, internet gateway. And there are a few more things actually. If you know all these services, you're done with this VPC. You're ready to launch any services. You're ready to work on anything in cloud. You just need to know all these things, what you can see right now on your screen.
Okay.
Okay. But again, like, before also question came like SageMaker and all the other things. Remember one thing, my friend, you should never learn everything in every technology. If you want to learn everything in cloud, probably it will take 2 years actually. And before you complete learning everything, many things will already have been changed. So you should know how much to learn, where to put the comma and where to put the full stop is a very major part of our career. We just become mad actually, my friend. If you just start learning everything, we just become mad. No need to learn
Yeah.
everything. You just need to see what is the requirement actually, and according to the requirement, we need to learn.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, fine. And can I
Okay.
can we just stop the session because it's already 7:14 a.m. I need to
Yes,
stop the
yes.
session at 7. Please do join the session again tomorrow. It's a free link. So if you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to come again tomorrow and clear all your doubts before you take a call to join, not join, whatever things you do. It's up to you. But please do join the session again tomorrow with all your questions. We'll just try to go a bit more deeper into the cloud concept. So there is some other class at the same time for this link. So I just need to stop the session here, friends, and see you tomorrow at same time with more and more details of cloud computing. Okay. Thanks a lot, friends. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow at same time. Bye. Good morning, friends. And I would say welcome back because remember, we have one session actually. But let's consider this as our first session and let us try to go from scratch. Okay. So let us say this is our first official demo session. So whatever we have seen in the previous session, I'll just try to revise a bit so that no one will miss anything there. Okay. Fine. So this is our first official demo session on the Amazon Web Services. Okay. And as you know, this is a package that includes AWS as well as this server administration, the Linux server administration, right? But at 6 a.m., we will go with our Amazon Web Services, only the cloud computing concept. Linux server administration will start at some other time that we will decide hopefully soon. But as of now, at 6 a.m., this is your Amazon Web Services. All right. And let us keep the session, more interactive. Interacting the sessions, whenever you have any doubt, feel free to send your questions in chat box. There is a chat box there. I'm just sending a message there. I just said hi there. So hopefully you can see this message. So whenever you have any doubt, send your question in the chat box so that I can come to your question, and let us keep this session more interactive. Like I said, if the session is interactive, it will be very interesting and it can go a bit more deep. Done? Fine. Now, before we continue with our session, before we start our session, let me just have some formal introduction here. This is Shakeel Aman here, friends. I am your instructor for the cloud computing as well as for the Linux administration class. So I have overall 14 plus years of experience in this IT industry. Okay, let me just put some basic things, what I have done in my 13, 14, 15 years of career. See, 14 years before when I started my career as a Windows Server admin actually. Okay. With this Windows Server admin, I was a network admin as well. You know, there is something called CCNA, CCNP, CCA, all these things. So this was my initial time in this IT industry. Okay. See, till today, actually, if you want to start your career in this IT industry, there is no better way than learning the server administration part and the network administration part. I guess most of you are planning for cloud computing, DevOps, cyber security, ethical hacking, and all the other things, right? So if you're planning for any of the things what I have said here, say the best way to start your career is to learn about the operating system, that is your Linux server operating system, and learn about the networking part. Networking is the backbone of any technology, my friend, especially when you talk about cloud computing or DevOps or let's say cyber security, networking is the background. Okay, so this is what I did 14 years before, and this is what you should do today, and this is what someone should do maybe in 2040 as well. Let's say after like 14, 15 years again, this is still the most important part of our journey, server administration and the networking part. Okay. Now with this, I did my virtualization. I have experience on this virtualization. I have experience on security. And for past many years, I'm on cloud computing, especially on Amazon Web Service, Amazon Cloud. Okay. So virtualization is again a very major part of our cloud computing. So we are not learning virtualization for like 1 month or 45 days or 50 days, something like this, but we are learning virtualization at least for a couple of days. We have to understand virtualization concept. Virtualization was the technology. Because of this virtualization technology, cloud computing technology came into existence. Okay, virtualization is the technology. I should not say was. Virtualization is still the technology. Okay, because of this virtualization technology, the concept of cloud computing is. So we'll just try to understand everything, virtualization, security, and everything. But this is my, experience. I have experience on different domains actually, and all these domains will come back in cloud computing. When I started learning networking or server administration, like Windows or Linux server administration way back in 2007 and 2008, I never thought like, there will be a technology called cloud computing. I came to know about cloud computing in the year 2011, 12 actually. But 2007, 8, I had no idea about cloud computing. Okay. I started learning about cloud computing in the year 2015 and 16. So when I started learning about cloud computing in 15 and 16, I realized cloud computing is a concept where the servers are there, the networking is there, virtualization is there, security is there. So out of all these domains where I have, experience, the most easiest thing I felt was in cloud computing, my friend. The reason was whatever I was learning in cloud computing, I have already covered before. So learning wise, it was very easy for me, and hopefully presenting wise, also hopefully it will be very easy for me, and hopefully it will be easy for you to understand actually. Okay, so yeah, this is my journey, friends. This is my journey for last 14, 15 years. So like I said, you hopefully it will be very interesting for me to present the subject, and hopefully it will be easy for you to grab the subject. But like I said, you friends, try to keep the sessions more interactive. Just try to send your questions in chat box whenever you have any doubt. And at the end of the session, if you want to talk to me directly, that's a different thing. We can interact at the end of the session directly. But in middle of the session, try to use the chat box, because every session we are recording here, friends. Right now the recording has started actually, and we will share these recordings once we finish our session. Every day we will share the recordings actually. Next 2 3 classes, recordings should be available only on the YouTube. Okay, after those 2 3 classes, once we the registration process, everything is done, we will share the recordings directly through a Google Drive with the registered people only. But for next couple of days, the recordings are available on YouTube. Okay. So all the sessions will be recorded here, friends. So let us keep the sessions more neat and clean, so that, when you revise these sessions again some other time, it will be easy for you to understand everything from this particular session. And in case if you miss any class, like I said, the recording is available We can just go through the recordings before you come to the next class. Just a simple friendly suggestion here, friends. Whenever you are learning any IT codes, better not to miss any class actually, because these courses are something like a chain. Second class is connected to third class, 14th class is connected to 15th class, 19th class is connected to 28th class. So like this, all the classes are connected with each other. So better not to miss any class, but still, due to some emergency, if you miss any class, you will get recording within couple of hours. So you can just go through the recordings and you can again be ready for the next class. Done? So this is some basic, introduction and some protocols that we need to follow here. Now let us go through the concept of cloud computing. As you know, this is one technology which is obviously in more demand for at least for last 5, 6 years, especially this is in more demand. Actually, the concept of cloud computing officially started in the year 2006. But before 2006 also, if you go and see the history, the traces of cloud computing, you can see from many decades actually. Okay, the technology is not so new. Okay, but still, especially from 2018-19, the demand of cloud computing was huge. And you know what happens in 2020 actually? 2020, 2021, actually, this was the COVID time, right? So things were not so good. But overall, the demand of cloud computing started in 2018-19, and especially last 3, 4 years, the demand is at its peak. And for many, many years to come, the demand will still remain at its peak. Okay, so there are many requirements available, and there are not so many people who can work on cloud computing. This is right now, this is the current situation about this particular cloud computing concept, my friend. Okay, now let us see what is cloud computing, why it is in so much in demand. Okay, let me just write one more point here. See, if you are planning to go with any other technology, let us say uh, DevOps or cyber security. Let's say if someone is a programmer here who is working on Java or Python or .NET for last 8, 7, 10 years, for them also the cloud computing concept is nearly mandatory. In every demo, in every batch, I'll see at least one or two people who say like, okay, we are working on this Java, we are in this Java programming for last, 10 years, we are Python developers for so and so years. Now we want to learn cloud computing. You know why these people wants to learn cloud computing? The reason is their company is asking them to learn the cloud computing. Their company is asking them to add this cloud computing concept. The reason is if you're a Java programmer, you're working on a server, you need a server actually, right? To test your codes and test your programs and test whatever you are designing there. So from where you can take a server? Now, this is the one question that we need to address today. From where we can take a server? Now listen carefully, my friend. We can take server in two ways. One is we can either go with a physical server or we can go with a virtual server. See, we need a server for sure. As a Java programmer, you need a server. If you want to run some application, you need a server. You want to store some data, you need certain storage, you need certain server. So whatever activities we do over a computer network, as a programmer or as a multimedia person or as an accounts person or as a sales person, whatever the department we belongs to, we need a server actually to run that particular application or to do that particular activity. So the main concept is about server. So from where we can take a server, friends? Like I said we can take a server as a physical server or we can take a server as a virtual server. Okay. Now what is a server here? Server is like a computer, okay, that has its own operating system and that provides services to the users or clients over the network. This is the simple definition of a server, man. So what is a server? Server is like a computer. Now there is no need for me to show you how computers look, right? But let me just show you how the servers will look actually. This is actually a server. See here, friends, can you see the company here? The company name is IBM. You know this company very well, right? IBM. See, your company name can be IBM, your company name can be Dell, HP, Toshiba, Lenovo. You know, whatever companies I'm naming here, all these companies, laptops, maybe you have already seen, or maybe you have at least used some of the companies' laptops, IBM laptop, HP laptop, Dell laptop. The companies that manufactures your laptops, the same companies will manufacture your servers. Actually, these companies first they started manufacturing servers from let's say 1970s and 1980s. Laptops came maybe let's say in 1990s, right? So these companies are the same company that manufacture your laptops as well as your servers. So these servers are actually very special devices, my friend. They are like computers only, but you know, they are much more faster in speed. They have more storage capacity and they have their own special operating system that is called server operating system. And like, you know, in this package, we are learning about server operating system also, right? Especially the Linux server operating system. So these are those machines actually, my friend, which makes the internet works, which makes every company on the face of the earth works. These are the devices which makes every application works. These are the devices which allows every single bit or byte of data to be stored over the network. These are the backbone of our technology, my friend. As of now, we are able to connect to this particular session through a Zoom meeting. The reason is there are many servers running across the globe which are helping us actually in organizing this particular session. If there are no servers, my friend, there is literally no internet. If there are no servers, we cannot pay money through Google Pay or Phone Pay. If there are no servers, we cannot send a message on WhatsApp. If there are no servers, there is no Facebook or Instagram. If there are no servers, we cannot do the online shopping. If there are no servers, there is no YouTube, or there is nothing over the internet, my friend. So servers are literally the backbone of our computer network. Okay. Now the question again is how and from where we can take these servers. If you can, you know, understand this simple question, my friend, things will be more easier for us to understand in cloud computing. Okay. So let us simply focus on this question first in today's session, and let's see what we can do in coming sessions. Fine. So server, like I said, friends, server can be physical server or a server can be virtual server. Physical server or it can be a virtual server. Now, if you have to take a physical server, the first thing you have to take here is the server hardware. And this server hardware will have its own operating system. Okay. In server hardware, what we have? In server hardware, we have, you know, CPU, RAM, storage, NIC card. Majorly, these components will be there in our server hardware. CPU, RAM, storage, and NIC card. Okay. Like, you know, if you go and analyze or if you go and see your laptop or a desktop, you see similar components there. What components you see there? There is a CPU there. Normally, we call it as i5 processor, i6, i7 processor, i3 processor, something like this. What is RAM? The temporary storage where it can be like say 16 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, something like this. Storage is your hard disk and NIC card is your component using which you are connecting to the internet. So this is what we need in a server. So this is what we have literally in every server across the globe. And the same components are available in our laptop and desktop as well, right? But like I said to my friend, in a laptop, if you are having 8 GB of RAM, that's more than enough. But in a server, it can be 1024 GB of RAM. In a laptop, if there is 2 TB of storage, that's more than enough. But in a server, there can be 20 or let's say 2000 or 20,000 TB of storage. So C capacity is more here, right? Speed will be more as well as capacity will be more. How many processors you see in a laptop? Only one processor. i3, i5, i7, there is only one processor. But how many processors will be there in a server? It can be two, it can be four, or it can be more than four. Okay, this is the way it works actually. And coming to the operating system here, my friend, the operating system will be either Windows operating system or it can be the Linux operating system. It will be any one of these operating system, Windows or Linux. So that is your physical server, my friend. Okay, like right now we are using this Zoom meeting to connect to this session here. Right now there is a server to which we are connected, and most probably this server is having the Linux operating system there, and on top of this server the application is running. Which application is running? The Zoom meeting application is running. Done. Now, how many servers we need to run a company? See, there is no exact answer here, but it depends on the size of the company. Maybe in one company, let's say 20 servers are enough. Let's a very small company. Maybe in a company, let's say 200 servers are needed. Maybe in a company, let's say 2000 servers are needed. There is no fixed number here, my friend. How many servers you need? It depends on your business, right? It simply depends on your business actually. Okay. Now, if you want to take 20 servers, 200 servers, or 2000 servers, what you should do? You should simply go and bring these servers physically. Like, for example, if you go to a any website anyway, for example, let's say I want to just buy some physical servers. So I can just go and say IBM servers. See, it is showing me the IBM link here, and you can see there are different models available here. So I can just go there and take any of the servers there. So these are the servers which are available there. So if I go to this IBM.com, it will show me all the different types of servers, their models, their configuration and everything. So I can just go through the different servers available there. Hopefully very soon you will get the experience about different servers. But you can just go through the servers models. You can simply go through the configuration of the servers. And if you feel like, okay, this server can fulfill the requirement, you can simply go there and buy the server. Okay, so these are the servers available here, friends. Let me show you a few things here actually. So you can just go to the specification of the servers. You can see what configuration is there in this machine. And like this, you can simply go there and take this machine. But what I'm trying to show you here is, if you want to take one physical server, that one physical server can cost you, let's say on average, let's say $4,000. $4,000 will be how much? Around 3.5 lakh Indian rupees. See, normally we are getting a good configuration laptop in 1 lakh rupee, right? So if you want to go with a, okay configuration, I'm not saying like good configuration server will come in 4,000. I'm saying like, a configuration that we can use actually. So that will be around $4,000. Now, in case if your requirement is, let's say 200 servers, 200 multiplied by 4,000 would be how much? $8 lakh. $8 lakh multiplied by Indian currency will be how much? Now see here, my friend. You need 200 servers, and by the way, this 200 server setup is not a big setup. It's not even a medium level setup. In a medium level company, probably you will get around 500, 700 servers there. So here we are taking only 200 servers, but how much money you are spending here, my friend? You are spending around 9 crore, 8 crore, 7 crore Indian rupees. This is only for your hardware. And coming to the operating system, you have to again spend money for the operating system for the license. So overall, you will be spending around, let's say 9 to 10 CR to bring how many servers? 200 servers. Now, see, like I said, the company is a small company. 10 crore rupees, 9 crore rupees, 8 crore rupees is obviously some money, right? Is it easy for, let's say, every company to spend that much money just to bring 200 servers? See, the business has not even started, my friend. Remember, the company business has not even started. We are still in the early stage of our company. We are simply trying to launch some business, trying to launch some application. Okay, so before the business has even started, we have already spent around 8 crore, 9 crore Indian rupees. And beside these servers and this server operating system, you know what we have to do? We just need to spend money on some other components also. Like, see, this is a server, great, but we need many switches there, we need many routers there, we need many firewalls actually, so that our business can run perfectly and our network can run perfectly. We need all these devices. You know how these devices looks actually? These are the devices, these are all the physical devices. So we just need to bring all these physical devices as well. Okay, so we are spending, let's say our company is spending crores and crores of rupees before the business has even started. Your application has not been launched. Your company has not been started. Users have not been connected. Users have not started working actually, like finance people, sales people, programmers, HR department. They have not yet started working, my friend. Not even the first day of our company. We have already spent 10 crore rupees. And it's a very small business. It's a very small company. This is a problem companies were facing for last many decades. Let's go in 1990s. Let's come from 1990s because 1990s was the time when the internet was started peaking its, momentum. Internet was started, becoming more famous and more popular. So from 1999 till today, let's say 2025, this is one of the most common problem every company face. And the problem is to bring all these devices. See, to run any business over the internet, we need to bring all these devices for sure. So to bring all these devices, we need to spend, or the company need to spend some crores and crores of rupees. Okay. Now, is there any solution? Like, instead of spending crores and crores of rupees, can I just, start my business without spending that much money? Yeah, that is possible, my friend. That is possible because there is a concept called cloud computing. And in this cloud computing, we can take a server like a virtual server. What we can do, we can take a virtual server. Okay, let me do one thing. Before I say anything about virtual server, let me show you practically how I can take a virtual server. See, what I'm doing here is I'll just try to connect to my AWS account, Amazon Web Services account. This is my official, account. Hopefully in coming classes, I'll show you how to create a AWS account for yourself so that you can do all practice there. To do all the practicals, you need to have one account there. Done. I have successfully logged in into my AWS account here, friends. And here you can see it looks something like this. Okay. So instead of spending crores and crores of rupees on bringing this infrastructure like routers, firewalls, server devices, server operating system, and all the other things, what we can do here, we can simply go with your virtual server. So what is a virtual server here, my friend? See, a company like Amazon, let me just add 3 company names here. Amazon, Microsoft, Google. Can you name a company which is bigger than this company? Probably no, right? If you say Oracle, IBM, HP, Cisco, Citrix, DigitalOcean, Alibaba, if you say all these names, whatever names I have mentioned just now, each and every company provides you the cloud computing, my friend. Okay, so not only these 3 companies, there are many companies that offers you the cloud computing technology. So let us try to understand what exactly they are trying to offer us. So let us say there are 3 companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. These are the cloud providers, my friend. These are the companies that provides you the cloud services. So what exactly they are trying to provide here? Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, they says, listen, you need how many servers? You need 200 servers, right? So to take 200 servers, what you should do? Take 200 servers here, that is physical servers. Take 200 operating system license. Then you need many routers. Then you need many switches. Then you need many firewalls. Then you need complete network infrastructure there, right? You need all these things, right? So a company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google says, listen, why you are spending this much money on your physical infrastructure? Do one thing. We will maintain your physical infrastructure. We will provide you the complete physical infrastructure. So don't worry about your server machines, server operating systems, firewalls, routers, and the network connectivity and all these things. We are ready to take this headache. We are ready to provide you all these things what you need. You know what you do? You just try to concentrate on your business. Amazon says, just try to concentrate on your business. Just try to store your data. Just try to provide security on your data. Just try to run the application. Just try to maintain your application. Don't worry about this physical infrastructure. But the question here is how they are providing these services, how they are providing these servers. Will they come to our company and they will maintain 200 servers? Will they come to our company and will they make the network in our company? No. You know what these companies will do? Very simple and the easiest logic here, my friend. See, such a simple logic and such a successful logic. Company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, you know what these companies started doing? They started building the data centers. So what is a data center? Data center is a place where we have our devices located. Like within a company also there is a data center. Let me show you a data center in a company, probably a small data center maybe. So a small data center in a company can look something like this. Can you see here? There is a rack and you can see certain servers, routers and switches and all those things. Let me show you one more data center here. See, there is a data center here. What you see, the person is working there, and behind them, behind that person, you can see there are 5 racks there. And every rack, there are certain devices like routers, especially servers, firewalls, and all the other devices. Okay, so this is a data center. So Amazon says you are maintaining your data center within the company. Okay, good. But you are spending too much money. You are spending crores and crores of rupees. So what we do here is we'll provide you everything what you need. That means Amazon says we have data centers available at our location. You know, in India, Amazon people have data centers in 2 locations. One is in Mumbai, another one is in Hyderabad. Google people have data centers located in Chennai, Hyderabad, and Pune. Microsoft people have the data centers available in Hyderabad and some other places. Within India, company like Amazon, Microsoft, and Google have multiple data centers available, and they say, listen, just connect to our data center. How to connect to the data center? Say, create an account, log in into the account, and can you see here option? It says Amazon data center in Hyderabad, Amazon data center in Mumbai. So I'm just connecting to Amazon data center in Hyderabad. I have literally connected to the Amazon data center, which is there in Hyderabad city. If I just go there and select, let us say, Sydney. You know what is Sydney? It's Australia, right? Around 14,000 kilometers away from my location. I'm sitting somewhere in Hyderabad now. So this Amazon, the Sydney data center is available 14, 15,000 kilometers away from me. But you know what I did now? I have just connected to the Sydney data center. And what I can do in this Sydney data center, I can run my servers. I can run my applications. I can store my data. Okay, let us come back to the Hyderabad data center again. I have just connected to the Hyderabad data center. See, connection wise, practically it is so easy, right? But want to see how the Hyderabad data center or the Sydney data center looks actually? Let me show you, my friend. First of all, these are not, images from any movie. These are not VFX images. What you see right now is a data center, my friend. Remember, I showed you a data center in a company where there were like 3, 4 racks. In this Amazon data center, my friend, probably you will have some thousands of racks. You will have some lakhs of servers available. Say the size of the data center. This is not 360 degrees image actually. This is only one part of the data center. The size of the data center can be bigger than, let's say, 20 football grounds or 20 cricket grounds. You know how much will be 40 acres of land or 50 acres of land? If someone is having 40 acres of land today, that person may never come to this IT technology because 40 acres of land is that much for agriculture purpose and all those things, right? I'm just trying to show you how big the physical location will be. The physical land will be 40 acres of land. The data center cost will be, the data center will be spread in 40, 50 acres of land. Thousands and thousands of servers will be there. So Amazon says, listen, in Hyderabad, we have a data center. Okay. You can just connect to our data center and you can run your application there. You can store your data there. But I'll say my requirement is, let's say 200 servers, or let's say 20 servers, or let's say 1500 servers, or let's say 23,000 servers. Amazon says, no worries. You need 20 servers, we will provide you 20 servers. You need 23,000 servers. In next 5 minutes, Amazon can provide us 23,000 virtual servers. Wow, that's a big thing, right? Is there any company where they need 23,000 servers? Of course. I'm just trying to show you, like, if the company is the smallest company to the biggest company, my friend, they can simply go and connect to the Amazon data center, which is there somewhere. There are different geographical locations. We'll see that. But let's say they are connecting to the Hyderabad data center and they are simply taking 23,000 servers. They are demanding 23,000 servers. Amazon will provide them 23,000 servers because they have that many resources available, my friend. Such a big thing, right? So they can simply connect to the data center and they can take the servers from the data center. These servers are actually known as servers which are running in cloud, or servers, they are known as virtual servers. Virtual servers which are running in cloud. So physical server is available in Amazon Hyderabad data center. I will be creating one virtual server by connecting to that physical server or physical data center. Very simple process, but we'll see this. So we can simply connect there. Now, what is the advantage of taking a virtual server? The advantage here is there is no need for us to spend lots of money on day one. We are not bringing any physical servers in our company. Every physical server is available in cloud. See, I'm sitting in a place, let's say Chennai. Obviously, Chennai is a metropolitan city, right? So my company is in Chennai. But you know what I have done? I have decided to go with Amazon Web Services, and the Amazon Web Services data center is there in Hyderabad. So for my company, my servers are running in cloud. Means they are available in some other place. They are available in some other network. They are available in Amazon Cloud. So when I say Amazon Cloud, I'm talking about a different place. My servers are running a different network, a different data center. There's the reason the terminology cloud is used. We are literally not talking about the clouds that we see in rainy season in sky. That's just a name we are using. Okay. So cloud is a concept where I am sitting in one place, but my servers are running in some other place. Okay. So that is your cloud. Okay, so Amazon people have some lakhs and lakhs of physical servers in the data center, and they say, we have the servers, you can take the servers on lease or you can take the servers on rent. Simple logic, right? You can take the servers on lease, or you can simply pay every month some money and you can take the servers on rent. So we are literally taking resources from Amazon people and we are using these resources in our organization. We are using these resources to run our business. See, today, if you ask me a question, where are the applications running on the internet? I would say 95% applications, what we connect every day, they are running actually in cloud. Zoom application is running in cloud. Netflix is running in cloud. PhonePe is running in cloud. WhatsApp is running in cloud. Facebook is running in cloud. Instagram application is running somewhere in cloud. YouTube is running somewhere in cloud. Gmail or Yahoo Mail is running in cloud. See, these are the things which we use regularly from our mobile phone or over the internet, right? So everything is over the cloud. Maybe in the year, let's say 2005, let's say 20 years before, if you had asked me the question, like where exactly the applications or the servers are running, I would have said 99% servers, the applications are running on the physical server. But today, 95 to 98% servers are running over the virtual server, that is in cloud. So such a big change, such a big difference is this, right? The technology has evolved so much in last 17, 18 years. Anyhow, so right now, this is the situation, my friends. So literally everything is running in cloud. Now, remember, we have just done some calculation here. In this calculation, we came to know, like, to establish a network with, let's say, 200 servers, you are spending 7 crore, 5 crore, 8 crore Indian rupees, right? Now, have you ever imagined how much money these Amazon people are spending to establish a data center? And from this data center, they are providing services to us. Let me just, show you a number here, my friend. In Hyderabad data center, Amazon people have data centers in many different locations, many geographical locations. But if I just talk about my city, that is Hyderabad, in Hyderabad, the overall cost of the data center will go up to 36,000 crore Indian rupees. Wow, that's some money, right? Amazon people are spending approximately 36,000 crore Indian rupees only in the Hyderabad location to establish the data center and to provide services. Forget about all the other regions. Maybe in some other region, in some other place, they may have already spent 50,000 crore rupees. They may have already spent 70,000 crore rupees here. This is only about Amazon Cloud. I'm not talking about Microsoft, Google, and all those things. See, if I just talk about Microsoft, Google, and Amazon data centers in Hyderabad, the overall cost will be approximately 60,000 crore rupees. This is huge money, my friend, isn't it? This much money these companies are spending to provide cloud services to us. Now, do you really think cloud computing concept will go anywhere? See, who is providing the technologies? Companies are providing the technologies, right? So if they're spending that much money on this particular technology, you know, one thing is guaranteed for sure that, cloud will not go anywhere. We simply cannot survive without cloud, my friend. That's for sure. But I hope you understood what exactly is cloud now. Instead of taking the resources on our own to run the application, we can simply go and take the resources from a cloud provider and we can simply run our application. I'll take a very general example. Let's say if you're traveling from India to, let's say, UK, obviously you have to travel in airplane, right? There are two options. One is to own a airplane, or to buy a ticket. Say 99.9% people across the globe, they can afford to buy a ticket, right? How many people you know who can buy a complete airplane to travel from India to UK? So buying a airplane is something like, making your own physical network to run your business. But just taking a ticket with all the other people, let's say 300 people are traveling and you're taking one ticket and you're using the same airplane for, let's say, 4 to 6 hours to travel. So this is much more affordable, right? Buying a ticket and moving from one place to another place, traveling from one place to another place. This buying a ticket is something like your cloud computing, my friend, where you can take some resources and you can simply run your application. Hardly we see people own a airplane to travel from one place to another place. Got it? Now let us see how we can buy a ticket. That means how we can take a server from cloud. See, again, I'm not explaining anything as of now. I'll just try to show you one simple practical here, like, how easy it is for me to take a server. Right now, I'm sitting somewhere in Hyderabad. I have just connected to my Hyderabad region here. I can get into any region, my friend, but I have just connected to Hyderabad region. I will take a server. I'll just take a Linux server from the Amazon people. Okay, let me just show you how to take this. There is a service called EC2 here, friends. I'll go to something called instances. By the way, this particular service is the most important service. It will take probably 10 classes for us to complete. Okay, so let us say test virtual machine, something like this is my name. You can see here it is simply providing you all the operating systems that are available in market like Ubuntu, Microsoft, Red Hat, SUSE, Debian. AWS people have their own Linux operating system, so I'll just go with AWS Linux here. And then it will provide you the hardware. It will say like what exactly you need, how many CPUs you need, how much RAM you need. They will provide you all the details here. Let me just, zoom it a bit. Can you see here now? If I want to take a bigger machine with more configuration, I can just go with this here. See, now for this machine, I am taking totally 8 processors and 32 GB RAM. So like this, we can simply increase our resources. Okay, but here what I'll do here is I'll simply go with a machine called T3 Micro, which is a free machine. Okay, then there is something called Keypair. Don't worry about all these things what I'm explaining here, my friend. There is something called network settings. I'll be enabling some network settings here, like VPC. VPC is the second most important service, which will take another 8-10 classes actually. Okay, fine. IP address. firewall settings. I am literally selecting options here, which are mandatory. And coming to storage here, see how much GB storage. Let's say 22 GB storage I'm taking here, friends. Okay. Now it is asking me, tell us how many servers you need. Right now I said one. If I say 123, you know what happens? In next couple of minutes, 123 servers will be created. But do I really need 123 servers here? No. Let us say two servers. I just need two servers here. So I have connected to the Amazon data center here, my friend, which is there in Hyderabad. I have just logged into my account. How to create an account? It's a very simple process. We'll see this in coming classes. But I have already have an account here. I have logged in. I have connected to the Hyderabad data center. And I am saying, listen, I need two servers with Linux operating system, 22 GB storage, and so configuration. Once I select everything and once I say launch instances here, you know what happens now? Within next 30 to 40 seconds, can you see it? Success. Within next 30 to 40 seconds, my servers will be running. Done. This is your virtual machine. Let's say I'll just go with VM instead of complete virtual machine. So this is your VM 1. All right. And this is your VM 2. Job done. How many machines I have taken here, friends? Virtual machine 1 and virtual machine 2. Let us say in virtual machine 1, I am running some application. And virtual machine 2, I am running some application. We need a machine to run the application, right? See, business is based on application, right? So we need a machine to run the application. So we have a machine here with certain hardware configuration and certain operating system. What else we need? But you know, my friend, when I was selecting the machine, I have already selected the concepts related to a router, concepts related to firewall, concepts related to storage. Remember when we started the session, what we said? Let me just go back here. See here. I said we need a machine where there is processor, RAM, storage, and all those things. We need an operating system. And then I said we need certain hardware components like routers, switches, firewalls, and all the other things. So in this cloud, without explaining anything, actually, I have already selected a router. Okay, let me just select a machine here. See, there is networking components I have selected, firewall I have selected, storage. Already I have selected everything, and my machine is running. What should I do now? I just need to run my application there. I just need to store my data. That job done. How easy it is to take cloud services now? How easy it is to take these servers now? So literally every business completely or partially they are connected to cloud and they are running their applications and they are storing the data in cloud. One of the very common questions I get every time is what about security? What if I say security is much better in cloud compared to the physical security in your network? Like for example, let's say you have totally 50 lakh Indian rupees. If you have 50 lakh Indian rupees, you have two options to store the money. One is you can keep the money in your home. Other thing is you can keep the money in bank. Say 99% people, they prefer bank to keep the money, right? Does it mean we cannot provide security in home? We can provide security in home as well. But can we provide the same security what bank people can provide? No. So home is like your local area network where you have data present within the company. Bank is something like a cloud. Security can be provided in the local area network, but there is much better security in cloud. So I repeat again, if you're keeping data in cloud or if you're running your applications in cloud, that is much better compared to running data, running application within the local area network or storing data within the local area network. So cloud is obviously much better. So security wise, there is no problem there. Okay. So see, both the machines are running now. It took me nearly 30, 40 seconds actually to create these virtual machines. But probably it will take 20 classes for us to learn how to make this virtual machine ready and run and connect. We need to learn all the services, right? It's not like clicking here and there and just selecting the options and doing everything. We need to learn each and everything in great details. This is a concept of cloud computing, my friend, where we can simply run the services on a server which we are taking on rent or on lease. We are borrowing the resources from Amazon and we are running our application there. Job done. This is a simple way in which we can understand the concept of cloud. So literally every technology what you see today across the globe, that technology is running on cloud. Whenever you are sending an email, the email is located in cloud. Whenever you send a message on WhatsApp, that message is available in cloud. So whatever we do, whatever activities we do on internet, my friend, everything is there on cloud. Means everything is there on a server which is available at some other location. That is a cloud computing. That's it. And who provides the cloud computing? Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and many more companies, they provide the cloud computing. And which particular, cloud service we are learning here? Amazon Web Services we are learning here. This is the most famous cloud provider. Got it? This is the most famous cloud provider. For example, if you want to go and take a refrigerator, there are many companies that provides you the refrigerator, right? There are many companies that manufacture it. But what you do, you just try to go and take the best one. Always we select the best one, right? So Amazon is indeed the best one. Why it is the best one? There are different reasons actually. We'll see this in coming classes, but as of now, that is the best one. Okay, fine. So this is something about your cloud computing, my friend. I hope you understood the concept of cloud. I'll just try to go and connect to my server. Okay, I'm not explaining what I'm doing here, but I'll just try to connect to my server. Meanwhile, if you have any doubts, any questions, anything you want to clear, I'm available for you, friends. Feel free to send your questions so that, we can have some discussion on it. Anyway, meanwhile, let me just go and connect to this server, which I've already created. I'm open for your questions and answers here, friends. It's already 1 hour now. I always say this, try to keep the sessions as interactive as possible. Try to keep the chat box as busy as possible. That makes things more easier for everyone. See, right now where I am, if you know any basics of Linux, you know where I am right now, right? If I say ls -, this is your Linux operating system. I have just created a server in Hyderabad data center. I have connected to the server. What should I do now in this server? Either I need to keep the data or either I need to launch my application. There are run my application. It can be web server, email server, file server, database server, gaming server, banking server. It can be anything that you use over the internet, my friend. That particular application is running somewhere here. Done? Fine. So this is something about cloud. I hope you understood some basics of cloud today. So the servers are running, but do I need to really run the servers? No, my work is over, so I'll just select the servers here. I'll go and simply terminate them. Tomorrow, I'll just show you the servers again, and then we can see a few more things actually. Next couple of classes, we have the same link. You can use the same link and you can connect to the session. And hopefully after a couple of classes, once we complete our demos and everything, the link will change. Okay. So hopefully I'll get some questions here. I'm just waiting for your questions. So meanwhile, I'll just try to put something here. This is a package where you have Amazon Web Services plus the Linux administration course. Amazon plus Linux administration course. And like I said, both the classes I'll be handling actually. And okay, there is a wow, pretty heavy question, my friend. What are the skills and technologies to know to get placed in companies like Cisco and AWS? Or let's say any company. Why to only select Cisco and Amazon? Let's say in any company. Two of the most common skills that everyone should know to get placed in any MNC are already there on your screen. You should know the concept of cloud computing and Linux server administration. This is the best way to start your career, my friend. It cannot be better than this. It can never be better than this, actually. Okay. If I can add one more thing here, that will be networking. That is your actually CCNA. There is no better way to start your career than learning the networking concepts, the server operating system concepts, and the cloud computing concepts. There will never be a better option, my friend. I repeat again and again, this is the best way to start your career. I know most of you people are maybe, aiming for DevOps or cyber security or ethical hacking or many other things. Great. For all the things, whatever you're planning to learn or whatever technologies my friend, networking, Linux server administration, and cloud computing is the backbone. See, I'm not saying the basics. I'm saying this is the backbone. Linux administration, you can see you're working in Linux administration for rest of your life. Networking, you can see you're working in networking for rest of your life. Same with your AWS. You're not learning basics, you're learning the administration, right? But I just want to show you the important. The question is a great question, actually, my friend. These are the technologies you know. These are the technologies you need to know to, at least get a call from a company. Then you have to face the interview. If you're able to crack the interview, obviously you're getting a job. But the question here is, what are the technologies which are in demand? Remember, I started my career in 2008-9. Server and networking was the go-to technology in that year. At that time, actually, today also it is the go-to technology. Forever, it will be the go-to technology. Every other technology is based on network and the server. Got it? So these are the technologies you should know to kickstart your career in great way. And out of this, we are learning both. I'll be taking CCNA classes also, but it's a different course. So hopefully, if you're interested, you can come for the CCNA classes also. Okay, but right now, this package is about Amazon Web Services and the Linux server administration. Fine. Great. So like I said, friends, tomorrow also we have the same link. You can just join the session with the same link. And let me just put you the package details here. It is only for 6,999 INR. You will get the recorded sessions for sure. Every session is recorded and you will get all the recorded sessions. And the other thing is, I'll be sharing some running notes there. And yeah, I'll be available on email as well as through my WhatsApp number. I'll be sharing WhatsApp number soon. After like a couple of classes, I'll share the number. So that, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can ping me on my WhatsApp at any time. Already we have like 1 or 2 people in this session who are coming in Linux also. But most of you, I think, are freshers who just came today. Yeah, I can see all the new names except one. She is coming in Linux as well. Yeah, but most of you came only for today, I guess. So I'm still here for you, friends. Feel free to, clear everything. If you're taking doubts with you, it's a loss for you. This is the best advantage you can take in a live interactive session. In a live session should be always interactive. It should not be like, I'm muting you on chat, I'm muting you on, voice message and all the other things. No, things will be always open there, chat box and, everything is always open. On which date course will start? Course has started today. Today is 7th April, my friend. Today is the first session actually. Okay, it is just an introduction session, but we have seen something about AWS, right? So today was the first session of our Amazon Web Services journey. So gradually we'll just try to build everything. We'll just try to understand very basics first in next couple of days. And we'll just try to go with the main concepts that are there in the curriculum. But if you go and see the curriculum, what we have seen today is part of the curriculum. I simply cannot go and show you like how to create a virtual machine. I showed you how to create a virtual machine today, right? How many people have understood how to create a virtual machine? I guess none. So I just need to start in a way and hopefully slowly and steadily things will be moving deep into this particular course.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, Lingaraj, good morning, my friend.
Actually, I have a doubt. I have one doubt regarding this, like a career. Actually, I
Mm-hmm.
am from non-IT background, but
Mm-hmm.
currently I am working as a network support engineer.
Mm-hmm.
I have completed my CCNA, but not certified in globally. Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it good to good to good for my career? Like
It will
AWS
be
plus
it will
like
be great for your career. There is a concept called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Remember, I said one of the things that you should know is the networking, right? So when I say networking, I'm talking about CCN only. See, I'll just give some number names here: subnets, route table, DHCP, IP address, NAT gateway. These are the things you have already learned in CCNA, right?
yes.
I become CCNA certified 14 years before, my friend, the online global certification. This is one of the first certifications I did in my career, CCNA online certification. Okay, so maybe today it's not mandatory for you to go with this certification, but if you have the knowledge of CCNA, one module like VPC in cloud computing will be much easier for you. I'll just try to make things easier for everyone, but networking is a complete module in cloud, my friend. Networking is a very major part of DevOps. Networking is a backbone of cyber security. So it will be a great call for you. When you learn, where you learn, it's a different thing. But your question is it good to start the career in cloud? It will be great for you to start the career in cloud with some basic knowledge if you already have. If you don't have any knowledge, like I said to you, every service I'll be starting from very basics. I'll be starting every service from scratch. So if someone is here who is not having any knowledge of networking, no need to worry, my friend. I'll start everything from scratch actually. No issues.
And the practical lab will be on AWS or where?
This is your AWS account. Can you see the account on my right now? This is the account.
Uh,
This is the same account you have. You have to create the same account. I'll show you how to create an account. But once you join a company, you will see the account something like this. Your account, personal account will be something like this. I'll be showing you everything on this particular account. So it is like, in CCN, there is something called packet tracer. There is a simulation. But here we have to connect to the data centers directly. We need to connect to the data centers and we need to practice. It's a free account actually. Okay, so how to use the account I'll show you, but yeah, you need to have the AWS account to do all the practicals.
okay.
It is a free account, but you still get some charges actually every month. Let's say 10 rupees, 20 rupees, something like this. No issues. We can simply go with this. Current charges for this month for me is $0.7. Oh, that's a bit scary for me. It's only 7th of April, but still it is this much. It will be under 10 rupees in a way, but still, forecasted for this month is around $0.24. That means around, let's say, 25 rupees. I just need to see why they are charging this much. But anyhow, this is a free account everyone should have. We will see how to create an account in coming classes. You just need to have a computer and a internet connection, my friend. Maybe you can borrow your friend's computer. You just need to log in into your account and you can do the practicals. That's it. Okay, so be fast, please. If you have anything else to discuss, only.
Oh, yeah, sir, Fawaz here. Sir, do you have can you provide any details about SageMaker service in AWS?
See, there are many services for us in cloud, but if you have to start learning, you
Mhm.
need to start learning from these services.
Yes,
There are,
yes. After
yeah,
after the fundamentals like storage, network, and computing.
this is
After,
not, yeah, this is not fundamental, this is in depth, but
yeah.
yeah, see, these are the services we are learning. Let me just finish it. These are the services we are learning, but beside these services, there are many services which are there in cloud. I can
Mhm.
say one thing. Before we end the session or before we end the course, I'll make sure you know how to update or learn a new service. There is a process to learn everything, right? So I'll make sure you learn services on your own. But like I said to you, my friend, we have to stick to the syllabus what we have, because there are many other services available, services related to technologies like artificial intelligence, or services related to database, machine learning, Internet of Things, migration, networking, quantum, robotics, satellites. So maybe we cannot move to any new service here. Very sorry to say this, but we have to stick to our own curriculum there. I can just say I can provide you the resources from where you can, learn that particular service, but not exactly the service that we are going to discuss, but I can show you how to learn a particular new service. Yeah, right now there are 200 services. Some years before there were very few services. When AWS started providing cloud services, VPC, EC2, S3, IM. These are the only four services available back in those days. I know till today, if you are good in these four services, you are literally eligible to get a job in any company. These are the four modules actually, not services. And if you go to this EC2 module, autoscaling is one service, load balancing is one service, security, EBS, all these are different services. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hari here.
Yeah, Hari.
Uh, so, from the developer, as a developer, how deep should we learn about this VPC components and all? See, before we start computing, we as a developer should only focus on the business requirement and all, right? Now, I can understand what is OS and what are the security, how important security to the applications and all. I can understand that. So
Mm-hmm.
VPC and all is new to me. I mean that I can understand what are the components in that, but to learn in deep, how deep we should learn about that. That's what I want to understand.
See, if you crack the logic, like how much we need to learn in any service or any course or any technology, there is the best thing you have spoken, my friend. You should know how much to learn. There's the thing.
Okay,
Now, see here, my friend, we have a curriculum here. In this curriculum, I have added everything like what we are going to learn in VPC. Not only as a developer, if you're, let's say, into the networking field, or if you're a server administrator, or if you're majorly, let's say, cloud admin, how much we need to learn about VPC, that is what we are going to learn here, my friend. There are certain things we just need to make the design. We need to make the
hmm,
design of our, let me show you practically. Let me just take you through one of my existing batch. This is the way I'll share the running notes every day. So what you see right now on your screen, if you know this in VPC, you're literally done with this VPC. Like, what is VPC? Route tables, subnets, security group, network access control list, internet gateway. And there are a few more things actually. If you know all these services, you're done with this VPC. You're ready to launch any services. You're ready to work on anything in cloud. You just need to know all these things, what you can see right now on your screen.
okay,
Okay. But again, like, before also question came like SageMaker and all the other things. Remember one thing, my friend, you should never learn everything in every technology. If you want to learn everything in cloud, probably it will take 2 years actually. And before you complete learning everything, many things will already have been changed. So you should know how much to learn. Where to put the comma and where to put the full stop is a very major part of our career. We just become mad actually, my friend. If you just start learning everything, we just become mad. No need to learn
yeah,
everything. You just need to see what is the requirement actually, and according to the requirement, we need to learn.
okay, yeah, got it.
Yeah, fine. And can I
Mhm.
can we just stop the session because it's already 7:14 a.m. I need to
Yes,
stop the
yes.
session at 7. Please do join this